Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Meow, 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 meow.
Tranquility Base here. The Eagle has landed.
Meow, 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 mayo.
Okay, I'm back. I'm back. I needed some fuel in the tank. And yeah, I'm good. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the Space and Rocket Review. You two girls, tell your friends. Space and Rocket Review. Feeling better? Let me check. Better than it was, man, but that's still it's better than it was. Still not this year. I mean, Baron said it right. My IMUs are all screwed up. Like, okay. Don't do that again. Meow, meow. Yeah, no. I mean, yeah. Yeah. All right, so we're going to kick off space news here with the Falcon 9 O3MB power. Or O3, yeah, O3bm power. I always screw up the acronym. Always. But yeah, SpaceX coverage should be starting soon. The launch slipped a few minutes. Okay. 5:27. Okay. Here. Let me put this up on the screen. Here. While we're waiting. Discuss. What do you think about that? That's good. Hey Belksy. What's going on? Tank watchers will have a field day. Oh, they already are spoiled. How? I I I don't know, man. I didn't think that thing that would be that intact after what happened. So what you guys are looking at is Flight 6. So that's booster 13. How did the engine survive? Well, booster 13 did soft land out in the ocean. It basically hovered above the water for a second and then dipped. Um it yeah. So I I guess the engine section was okay because well, yeah, there you go. That is not the one from the last flight, guys. That's from Flight 6. Now, I have questions like why did SpaceX go and bother fishing this out right now? But also, I will say at the same time, that's just rad, man. Like, what? It's intact. Like, I mean, relatively, the engine section's okay. Like, I don't, all right. Okay. And, you know, it, I, are they picking it up from the rocket engines? How did you even attach to this thing? Like, did a diver had to go down there and hook this up? Yeah, why recover it at all? I have questions, but I mean, especially if you're not using this booster design anymore, but I, you know what, dude? That's pretty cool. It might be hooked to the engine mounts. Well, there's engines there. How can it be hooked to the engine mounts if the engines are there? I just can't believe I can't believe that. I can't believe that that actually happened. They just fished out booster 13 or what was left of it. The engine section, like I said, the engine section looks remarkably intact. That thing's been at the bottom of the ocean since when the hell was flight 6? December of last year? You never dismiss the opportunity for more data. Yeah, dude, for sure. Is it hanging by hold down points? Yeah, it might be. How does it lift the whole thing out of the water? That's the lift boat Jill. This thing is wild, dude. I was looking into that here. Look. So LB Jill looks like a barge that's a heavily converted deck barge, which has been so it's a barge, or it was a barge that had like if you look, it has 3 gigantic jacks on it. And in shallower waters, those jacks probably like 500 feet tall, like 150 meters. There's 3 of them on the ship. And those jacks go down and they stick into the ocean floor, and this becomes essentially a tower crane. It is it's designed it's a rig tender. Designed to work on oil rigs. But also it could just pick up booster parts, I guess. That's the one that Das was looking at on the flame trench. That's right. It's I would just. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty damn cool. Yeah. That's how much would you say that recovery operation costs? I mean, clearly SpaceX sees it worthwhile. I don't even want to know what the operating costs for that dang thing are. Here. This is the LB Jill. Look, like I said, it looks like it's a barge that they put a superstructure on, and it's got 3 jacks on it, and it can just lift itself up out of the water. There are oil rigs out there in the Gulf of Mexico, America, whatever, that there are oil rigs that do this. Shallow water rigs. So if the well is close to shore or in a shallow area, they'll do something like this, and it'll lift the entire oil rig out of the water, you know? But that's just damn cool, dude. That's a seriously cool piece of kit. That's awesome. It's got a heavy lift crane attached to the side. Yeah, it is a pretty interesting vessel. It's definitely a little bit unorthodox, but still cool. And it was used to lift pieces of super heavy out of the water. There's another picture of, man, that's got a bulky freaking crane on it. There are rigs you could see from the beach in Galveston. Well, you know, I just did an image search of this thing, and look, it looks like it's not only for that. It looks like it's for tending windmills. There it is. Look. Huh. Cool. Couldn't it be that someone else was trying to recover it, so SpaceX went and got it? I don't know. I think the Coast Guard would have something to say about that if they saw people rummaging around the wreck, dude. Who knows? But yeah, they definitely pulled Booster 13 out of the water, which is all right. That's pretty cool. I mean, that's the remnants of it. Obviously, the methane in the LOX tanks are long gone, but the yellow crane has a lifting weight of 500 tons. Makes sense to support turbines. I mean, Jam, that crane could lift a super heavy booster, a full super heavy booster. Like, easily it could lift a full super heavy booster. Super heavy's about 300 tons by itself. That's crazy, man. Yeah, that's the part that matters, right? I think Zach had some, here, hold on. Zach had more pictures. Let's try CSI Starbase. There's my boy. Bro. You gotta be kidding me. You've got to be kidding me. What the heck? Dude, these pictures are mint. Who took these pictures? I want to give credit. What are those D-rings, the shackles attached to? What are those? Jeepers creepers. Dude, I want them to hose this thing off. I want to see what condition this thing is in. It's covered in mud. But yeah, check that out, man. That's wild. E took the pictures. Who is that crediting? Well, the engine section is one of the strongest. See, we know that. Yeah, easy. I'm trying to think, did they shackle it right to the engines? I mean, I suppose those are the strongest part, right? Like, so there's some kind of baffling down there. I think that might be the ice screen, but I'm not sure. It looks like belongs in Watto's junkyard, man. Yeah, exactly, Entropy. Yeah. Wow. How deep is it? Where the booster came down, not too bad. Here, I can show you. I can get you an approximate. It's not as deep as you might think. That's the other reason why SpaceX is going and fishing them out. Like, it's not like SpaceX is going to go find a spent Falcon 9 out at the Cape somewhere, because where those boosters come down is like out here somewhere. There's a lot of boosters out there, believe it or not. That's about 3,000 feet deep, or about about a kilometer. It's pretty deep. I mean, that's not crazy deep for the ocean, but where the boosters come down over here, you have a huge shelf till it really starts to fall off. The booster came down like right here somewhere. It's 150 feet deep. So I don't know, 45 meters, 45 meter deep, something like that. That's not that bad, dude. You can fish that out. I mean, they did, right? Where do I find the shot you showed a few minutes ago from the side of the engines? Look up CSI Starbase on X. That's my buddy Zach. He has a bunch of pictures in here. Crazy. Crazy, man. I can't believe that. I can't believe they actually got it. I mean, Jam, somebody had to go down there and hook it up. They didn't just scoop the damn thing out, you know? That's booster 13. What are the boosters that are in the inventory right now? There's booster 12. Right? 12 was from flight 5. 13 is right there. 14 is from flight... '14 was from flight 7, but that was reused and expended. Which means you have 15, 16, and 17. Seven and 9, yep. Yep. So, thousands, what do we got? Like, 12 is flown, 15 is flown. I don't think, 16? No, it was reused. So 16 and 17 haven't flew. Yeah, haven't flown. So 12 and 15 have. I mean, it gets overshadowed. It gets overshadowed with all the failures that, you know, like that SpaceX has had with the Block 2 ship and whatnot. Well, not failures, with all the rapid unplanned disassemblies, we'll say. That they did reuse the Super Heavy. They reused, like, that's nuts. Can you believe that? It's pretty crazy, man. No, it's been 6 to 8 months in the Gulf, known for having heavy marine growth. Doesn't look that bad. It just looks a little bit muddy, Jim. Do we know why they're recovering 13? Dude, I don't know. Extra data is good, I guess. I mean, let's think about this critically for a second. Why? What the heck's the point of this? You're switching to Raptor 3 soon, right? Like, why would you go and fish this out? Well, obviously there's data, but what data is this going to give you? What data is that going to give you? You know? That's I guess the real question. What data can this boost, can what's left of this give you, if anything? Like, to rub it in ULA's face. Engine internals? If there's some similarity, Cody, that might, I mean, taking apart these engines to see how they fared sitting in salt water for that long, maybe. Yeah, dude. You already have caught boosted 12, 14, and 15. Yeah, it's very structural integrity of the vehicle. I mean, I'm not sure they got much of that left. Structural data, yeah, perhaps. But don't you think that any structural data here is going to get kind of obfuscated because, you know, it sank and broke up when it crashed or something? It would be cool if they took one of those engines apart and, you know, put it on a test stand. That would be, let's say, unprecedented. Paid in advance for the lift boat and had to use it on something. What did they pay for it in advance for, though, Vickless? That's the real question, right? Like, that's a good thing to think about. But why would you pay for this thing? What are you using it for? I don't know, Thousands. Optics? Yeah, maybe. How shallow the water is it a navigational hazard? I don't think so. I don't think it'd be that much. Like, all their test stands are for Raptor 3s, I'm pretty sure, though. Yeah. Interesting. It's definitely interesting, dude. It's for sure. What do we got here? They up and running with this just yet? Hey, Jack. Goalie's down at the port. It was in 150 feet, Nick. Interesting. Why not clean up and recycle? Yeah, I guess. SpaceX Stream is live. There it goes. There we go. Maybe it's just to see if they could recover it. Yeah, it brings up a lot of questions, dude. I can't really put my finger on why they would want that thing, but hey, whatever. I still think it's cool. It's a very Chad move of going and getting your stuff back. That's cool. So, we got a Falcon 9 launch here, and we're going to watch that now. We can discuss more super heavy stuff a little bit later. Today's launch is the O3b mPOWER 9 and 10. These are part of the mPOWER satellite constellation, and that is from the SES-owned O3b networks. There are two satellites on board, Sat-9 and Sat-10. Each weighs about 1,700 kilos. They're manufactured by Boeing and they're being operated by SES. Falcon 9 launching today is launching out of Slick 40, Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. It's SpaceX's 92nd mission of the year. Booster flying today is Booster 1090 on its 6th flight. Just a 34-day turnaround, and it will be landing on Just Read the Instructions. I saw these two satellites from like 2 feet away. Same with the Tracers payload launching tomorrow.
Ready for
Cool.
launch.
Yeah, it's just a baby booster. That's right. Q, question. I've spent the day doing an initial configuration TOS to start streaming. If you find an applicable channel in Discord, I don't have a problem with it from you, Nader, but that isn't an open invitation for everybody to do that. You're fine. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Hello and welcome to SpaceX's coverage of the O3b mPOWER mission for our customer SES. On your screen is a live view of Falcon 9 awaiting its 5:27 p.m. Eastern Time launch from Space Launch Complex 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station in Florida. My name is Annie Tway, and I am a recovery operations engineer here at SpaceX, joining you from Hawthorne,
I haven't
California.
played yet.
Today's launch will mark SpaceX's 5th O3b mPOWER launch for SES. So far, we've launched 8 O3b mPOWER spacecrafts with another 2 on board the second stage today. SES's O3b second generation mPOWER system operates about 8,000 kilometers above Earth's surface,
Yeah, he knows,
which is
Jim.
referred to as MEO or medium Earth orbit. The initial
Jim, Nader's a devil dog. It's fine. He can advertise wherever. I told him that a long time ago. Yeah, he's good. Just him though. But yeah, he knew that already, brother. We good.
At 20%. We'll keep you updated with weather as we get closer to launch. If needed, a backup opportunity with another 2-hour window is available tomorrow. As we count down to launch, here is a video from SES.
They did beat the Cubs yesterday.
Mission.
They did good, yeah, outdoorsman. Yeah, I thought they were playing it today, but yeah.
Unmatched reliability,
I don't know, man.
flexibility,
Should be able to beat the Phillies.
security, and throughput at scale.
I gotta mute these. It's the B-roll music and these damn promo things that claim my videos. The fellow devil puppy. He's an aviator, Jim. He's an AV-8B guy. Which socks, red or white? Red. That's the O3b mPOWER network right there, at least a visualization of it. The ones that aren't bad. Yeah. Hey, those are your words, not mine. We make lines. Look at, see all the lines. Look at this person that's being happy. We help you communicate. Look at the lines.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Think of the children. Yeah, they do maritime navigation and communication, amongst other things. I mean, most satellite communication networks are mixed use at this point, but Stevio, 10-month reset, thank you. Interesting, Manfu. That's a good idea. Claim my own video. That's pretty funny, dude. That's not a bad idea, man. Look at these lines. The lines of communication. All right, what does this dude sound like? I want to hear.
By our second generation MEO system, enabling us to meet the evolving needs of our customers
He
around
doesn't
the world.
sound how I thought he'd
Since
sound.
becoming operational in 2024, our O3b mPOWER system has been successfully serving our mobility, government, enterprise, and cloud customers around the world.
It's a BSS 702. Yeah, it's a SAT bus for sure. Boeing SAT bus.
Customers include many cruise lines, fast-growing airline customers, NATO, government of Luxembourg, government of United States, and many other allied governments. I'm very proud of our SES team and partner teams that continue pushing boundaries of what's possible in space. Thank you to Boeing for building these powerful satellites, and thank you to SpaceX for our continued partnership.
Yeah, the BSS 702 SAT bus has a couple of those 702s have blown up, if I'm remembering correctly. Yeah. This one has 2 of them on it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Everyththing's
In
good.
just about 8
Just
minutes. and
just
30
about
seconds.
8 minutes.
At launch, it produces more than 1.7 million
No,
pounds.
no. They didn't blow up on launch, man. Boo. The Falcon 9 that deployed the prior BSS 702s deployed them just fine. They blew up after that. So, you don't need to worry about that.
Of the Earth's atmosphere. If you've ever watched a launch in person, you'll know that the vehicle doesn't go straight up. Early in flight, Falcon 9 performs a gravity turn, a smooth pitch maneuver that tilts the rocket sideways to build up horizontal velocity. You may hear this in about 10 seconds after launch, called out as vehicle pitching downrange. Once the first stage
What
completes
satellites
its
work
portion
with
of the mission,
AMPERB
it
and other
shuts
marine
down
tracking
and
data?
separates.
It's
A staged rocket like Falcon 9 sheds
that networks, all satellite networks can do most forms of communication. O3b mPower is maritime stuff, but SES does a bunch of things. It's kind of like you timeshare the communication systems at like this point. You can use whatever. There's plenty of communication systems up there between SES, Viasat, Starlink, OneWeb. What else is in there? Eutelsat. You buy time on these networks, dude. That's really how that kind of works nowadays.
This particular booster will be returned.
Yeah, there's AST, there's Astranis. Project Kuiper, obviously. Kuiper, I think, is really more for Amazon backend, but that's just a theory. I don't know that for sure.
Also known as the MVAC, which is extended with its extended nozzle and optimized design. The MVAC drives maximum performance in the vacuum of space. Tonight we'll ignite the engine 3 times before deploying the payload into orbit. And topping it all off is the payload fairing, a
nice,
17-foot wide carbon composite shell that protects the
This booster's flown 5 times. Joji, this is its 6th flight. This is booster 1090. There's a picture of the 2 sats stacked on top of each other. And the PLIF, or the payload fairing. Hey, Command Racer. Good racing on Friday, dude. I'm still bummed that I blew it, like, after 10 laps of, like, dead-on consistency. That just really makes me unhappy. But you did great, dude.
mission. We will not have a good view
I
of the
sucked. I
payloads, and
sucked
we will
fond
be
water,
ending today's broadcast on Stage 1 landing. We'll confirm a successful deployment later on X.
Yeah, there you go.
About 3 minutes into flight, both halves of the fairing will separate and parachute back to Earth. If recovery goes to plan, the fairings will be pulled from the ocean and
I'll talk
prepped
about
to
that in
fly
a second,
again.
Trapo. Remind me to answer that. We play Assetto Corsa, just straight Assetto
One
Corsa with
fairing half
mods.
is flying for its 21st time today,
But it's an
and
open,
the other
it's an
fairing
open
half
racing
is
league.
flying for
Anybody's
its 9th
welcome to
time.
join.
Some of our
You just gotta
long-term
download a couple of
viewers might know
mods.
that SES was one of SpaceX's earliest launch customers and has been a key partner in a number of firsts for us, including being the first commercial satellite operator to launch on Falcon 9 from Cape Canaveral with SES-8 on December 2013, and
We
the
watched
first
that
reflight of
launch.
Falcon 9 with SES-10 in March of 2017. Today's mission marks our 15th launch with SES, following our 4th O3b mPower mission.
What happened to
last year.
SES-9? What happened to the
We greatly
SES-9 first
appreciate-
stage? Who remembers that? Who remembers
We
that?
greatly appreciate SES's
Drone
support
ship
over
bunker
the years
buster,
and
baby.
look forward to what the future holds. Next up in the countdown, the transporter erector, or TE, will begin to retract from Falcon 9.
Do you guys remember 8 and
That is
9?
the large
8,
test structure you
8
see standing
landed.
next to the
9 did
rocket.
not.
It's hinged at the base and connected to the launch mount beneath the first stage. First, the clamps around the stage will open, then the TE will begin to pivot back.
Back retract has started.
You know what? I just want to point out the ridiculousness of that. We streamed SES-8. I remember streaming that. That was 11 years ago. Damn. SES-9 malfunctioned during landing, guys, and punched a hole in the drone ship. It bunker busted the drone ship. It was pretty funny. The drone ship was down for a little bit because there was a Falcon 9-sized hole in the side of
called
it.
the strong back. Same structure, different names. The TE does a lot more than lean. It rolls Falcon 9 out to the pad, raises it vertically, and stays connected through the final seconds. It provides fuel, power, telemetry, and command connections between ground systems and the rocket.
It went right through, Ari, or it just bounced off and just punctured the top deck. Ships take on a lot more water than you genuinely think that they do. It's something called a bilge. They're constantly taking on water. Ships are constantly sinking. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Those clamps you saw at the
It's a lot
top help
you know,
stabilize the second stage.
There's always
during
water in
fuel.
there. A
They
little bit
also
more is not
prevent
going to hurt as long as you
movement
can
in
pump
high
it out.
winds. Once they open, the rocket is fully free at the top.
SES-9
Right now, both
R-tube?
stages
Oh,
are
that was
nearly
a
fully
decade
loaded with
ago.
about 1,000,000 pounds of propellant. This includes RP-1, a highly refined kerosene, and liquid oxygen chilled to over 300 degrees over
I think they
below
can make
zero.
it, Baron, yes.
Propellant is loaded late into the countdown, and that's intentional.
Did the front fall off?
Stage 1, LOX load is complete.
No, it didn't.
And there you
But if
heard
it
that
did, it would
LOX
be
load
very,
is
very
complete.
abnormal. That would
Colder
be very
propellants
weird.
are denser, and denser propellants mean more performance out of the
Fixed service structure cam right here. This is your pneumatics over there. That's water tanks. See the big pipe? Those
At
are the water
T-minus
tanks for the
60
sound
seconds,
suppressor.
Falcon 9 will enter startup. At that point, the rocket's on-bound flight computers
Interesting,
take
Revs.
over. From here on, the countdown is fully autonomous.
Ah,
And
yeah,
now, just
we'd have to
inside
tow
of
it out of the environment. That's right.
T- two, and then just
Today,
inside of 2 minutes, 2
Junior!
seconds, the 9 Merlin 1D enters. Once they're
Sorry.
at full power, Falcon
Sorry.
9 will lift
Sorry.
off with the
Stage
pad
2, LOX
I'll
load
be
is complete.
professional.
and begin its climb to orbit.
T-minus 2 minutes and counting.
As of now, the satellites remain healthy. The rocket is tracking no issues. Weather is green, and the range is clear to support our scheduled liftoff at 5:27 p.m. Eastern Time. And we heard the call out that stage 2 LOX
Because
load
it's going to
is
work,
complete.
Baron. Okay.
And with that, Falcon 9 is fully fueled
We're
in
about
startup
90
and
seconds
heading
out.
into its final seconds before launch.
Ground gas.
Closeouts has started.
Ground gas closeout indicating evac of the propellant lines that are used to transfer oxidizer into the second stage. They're evacing the system because you don't want those propellants in the lines when Falcon 9 takes off. Because if you do, your launch pad catches on fire. Don't want that. The only fire we want is coming out of the bottom of this thing in about 65 seconds. Okay, T-minus 60 seconds. Falcon 9 is go for startup.
Falcon 9 is in startup.
Told you. That's correct, Fuzz. That fairing's definitely seen some action up there at the top. You
Discovery,
can tell
go and
because of the
throttle
way
up.
it is. No, it's clearly had some scorch marks from when it's been through re-entry a couple of times. SpaceX does reuse their fairings. They actually have an attitude control system. They flip over and they re-enter skin side down.
T-minus 30 seconds.
And when they make it through,
Discovery,
they
go and
deploy a
throttle up.
parafoil and glide into the water like a seaplane. It's pretty cool. T-minus 20 seconds. Starch masks on her fairing. Yes. Uno Trezi.
T-minus 15
JPD.
seconds.
Thanks for the resubs,
Hold,
dude.
hold, hold.
Oh, we got a hold.
Launch has been aborted.
Oh, that's rare. Falcon 9 saw something it didn't like. When you're inside of 60 seconds, guys, the computers are in control of everything. So when the computer was sequencing the startup,
All
it's
right, team, let's move into the offload procedure in 1.160.
okay. So SpaceX is executing 1.160 contingency procedures, which is the scrub. What to do
We
in the
just
event
heard
of a
an
scrub.
abort call out for over the nets. Let's listen in for any additional information about the abort from the launch director.
So that would have been the computer that picked up something. That wouldn't have been a manual hold. They went right into LOX offloading. So what happens in the event of a scrub like this or a hold? The immediate thing for the flight controllers to do is to revert Falcon 9 to what's called a safe configuration. So if you notice, the clock reset to 15 minutes. They're going to try to revert the booster into the configuration that it would have been, not necessarily T-minus 15 minutes. They're probably shooting for, well, they talked about LOX offloading, but yep, there's vent down right there. But you're trying to revert the booster into what's called a stable config. And usually a stable config means evacuating the liquid oxygen. Was that around the deluge start? Deluge start would have been at T-minus 20 seconds, if I'm remembering correctly. Sound suppressor comes in at 8. This, if I had to guess, Erudite, this is a huge guess. I'm throwing it out there. This is not what's going on. I'm just speculating. Something like that would have been probably a final check to make sure that all engines are at the right temperatures. Now, SpaceX is also going to operate their rocket with a little more conservative parameters here. They're going to work with more conservative parameters because it ain't Starlinks up there. If it's Starlinks and, you know, something goes wrong, not that big of a deal. But you got a paying customer's payload up there. You're going to make sure that Falcon 9 is working really, really well. You're less likely to send it, you know, with somebody else's stuff up at the top rather than your own. I've noticed that Falcon 9s with customer payloads usually encounter holds or aborts like this.
Now, if you're just joining us, we just heard an abort called out over the nets, and we're standing by for more information.
Okay, so if you're just tuning in, we've had a launch abort of the SES O3b mPOWER 9 and 10. It's not a scrub, though. They haven't announced a scrub. So we'll see where this takes us here. Now, as you guys recall, this launch was pushed by a couple of minutes before SpaceX started the cast. That tells me that Falcon 9's not really cooperating today. 1090 is being a little temperamental. What is the window? I'm not sure. I might be able to get you that information, but no. There was a launch abort. Yep. Wouldn't be surprised if software is both a regular configured to software. Yeah, of course. No, but that's what I'm trying to tell you. They have until 7:19 p.m. Eastern. Oh, we got a long window. They can recycle once or twice in that time. We'll see. Outdoorsman, you posted something in the My Project channel on Discord. Oh. Outdoorsman, that does not look like a fun time. They have to completely defuel and refuel, right? Because identified propellant's warming. You can't just hop off. I would start again, Phil. Yeah, I would start over. ETA. The launch was aborted, Chief, at T-minus 11 seconds.
Thanks for joining us again for the mPOWER D mission. We heard an abort called, and we will be closing today's webcast. One purpose of the countdown is to help us catch any potential issues before flight, so that we can continue to ensure rapid and reliable access to space. Again, the vehicle and payload remain in good health, and we hope you'll join us for our next launch opportunity. If you're interested in more launch coverage, be sure to check out spacex.com/launches for the most up-to-date information, and remember to check out additional updates at SpaceX on X. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you again next time.
Yep. Scrub. Falcon 9 saw something it didn't like. That was the computer that did that. So, yeah, whatever it is, it warranted defueling the vehicle. Or unfueling the vehicle, or recycling, right? Yeah, so, I mean, the launch director called for an immediate offloading of propellants. So, computer saw something it didn't like, and it wasn't something they could readily fix, so offload the vehicle. Once again, guys, return it to its last stable configuration. You don't kind of want to play games when there's a fully fueled rocket sitting on the pad, don't screw around with that, right? First thing to do, defuel it, detank, revert it to a stable configuration, reset the computers, and then power it down. I mean, that's what they were going to do. Or they would have retried the launch, but they didn't do that this time. It's most likely a 24-hour recycle, Archie, unless it's something bad. I don't think they would have gotten that deep into the count if it was something really, 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 really awful. Usually scrubs like that happen at that point in time aren't anything that, like, okay, and I mean usually, this is just based off of what I've seen in the past. Usually something like that is just an out-of-family sensor. So something isn't quite to the right temperature that they want, or something isn't exactly at the right pressure that they want. It's usually temperatures, because the rocket engine's working is so contingent on the rocket engines working are so contingent on temperatures being perfect. They have to be well within a small, they have a tight nominal range, especially when they're dealing with densified propellants. But my money's on an airplane or a ship. It's possible. That's also possible. Yeah. I always wondered about the feasibility of doubling the umbilical connection so you could circulate densified propellants for longer holds. I mean, I'm pretty sure Starship does something like that, Bill. Does it not? Yeah, Ricky, yeah. Falcon 9 style boosters in KSP. Oh, I got you covered on that one, homie. Don't worry. We did all kinds of good stuff. That makes me want to get my MLB booster working. Damn, dude. I X'd out of the cast and this popped up. Check this out. Bo Jarnard. Oh. Joe's picture next to a very nice American lathe right there. Lathe is the planet in Kerbal. Look at that thing. Oh, that thing is sick. Oh, I'm a little jelly. I'm a little jelly of that. Dude, what a monster. Joe's happy. Joe's very happy. Look at that. That is a big lathe. That's awesome. Damn. Damn, that's cool. What a monster. The lathe's pretty nice, too. Oh, shoot. I want one, dude. I would do despicable things with that piece of equipment. we would do despicable things with that. Where's Astro Tim the Dodd boy? I don't know. Bo Jarnard. Yeah, that's Joe Barnard, a good buddy of mine, actually. That's an American pacemaker lathe. Very, 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 very heavy-duty manual lathe. I love it, and I want it. I want it. You know, I wouldn't tell people that I won the lottery, but there would be signs. I would invest in BPS and buy lathes. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you. 3 companies in one spot. Believe it or not, Goalie, we actually saw that when you posted it like 45 minutes ago. Despicable. We would be making car parts and rocket parts. That. Did he buy it or is it just a tort? That's at NASA Ames. Joe's got a NASA badge on. NASA Silicon Valley. So that's NASA Ames. That's out in California. That's at Moffett Field. You'd need a bigger shop. If I can afford the damn lathe, I could probably afford a bigger shop. Just saying. That's over here. In the bay. So there's SFO right there. Moffett Field is down here a little ways. Yeah, baby. There you go. So NASA Ames is right here. This is where NASA does a lot of aerodynamic research. You can tell because of the monster frigging wind tunnel that they have in there. Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty big wind tunnel. And in one of these buildings. So I'm going to guess it's probably that building. Oh, yeah, also blimp hangars. Those are old dirigible hangars. A monster fish? I don't know, not relevant. The fish or monsters or monster fish? Damn, that's a big piece of equipment. Yeah, see all the little wind tunnels? There's little wind tunnels and then there's big wind tunnels. Is this where the X-59 is? No, the X-59 is... So, Ames is for aerodynamic research and a bunch of other different types of research. The X-59 is over here. It's at Plant 42. And it did do taxi tests the other day, fellas. Actually, I probably could show you those. Yeah, here we go. Boop. 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 Length needs landscape. Oh, hello. Rotate to appreciate. I'm not on mobile. Oh, that's good. Hey, baby. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. That is the quiet supersonic transport. It uses kind of this duckbill nose thingamajigger right there to to basically deflect sonic booms upwards instead of downwards. So that thing could theoretically travel faster than the speed of sound basically get out of the transonic regime and not make a boom. What is this, Baron? I have to compile the rest of the space news links, but... Dude, I was thinking about this. I was thinking about this more. I talked about it on Flame Trench, and I was right. I think I was on the ballpark. The optics of that can't be ignored. It looks ridiculous. Like, wait a minute. Hold on. It's the executive chair for Zoo. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, dude, one of my buddies works there. Yes. That's cool. Neat. Fellas, I went and looked into it because after Flame Trench, I was saying, like, is that really the only thing that they've made of that damn EUS? They've only made the engine section? The truth is no. No, they just announced that they fabricated that part of the vehicle. There's plenty of EUS test article pieces that are already made, that are being put together for the first STA. It's not like they put a box together and said we've started it. No, there are plenty of other pieces. The forward and aft skirts have been made for the EUS. Not like I said, not that it's not a lot. But they should be working on getting the hydrogen tank domes figured out very soon. And then there's the carrier connection that kind of holds the two tanks together. And then the equipment shelf is also supposedly made as well. So there's a lot more than just a box being made. But also, it's really funny that they would announce that. And they're like, yeah, we made a box. Ice cream social time. Anyway. Where does the US go? That's right, it goes into the square hole. Okay, so let me get the rest of the links here. Creeper, thank you as always for compiling links for me. It makes things a lot easier. There's a lot of interesting things to talk about for space news, and then we will, after that, we will get into we'll get into cities. Hopefully with Jack. Give me 1 second, just transferring links. Oh, while I'm transferring links, something I want to tell you guys. So the weather on Wednesday is looking to be, like, extremely warm. So we're going to do the car stream tomorrow, if you guys don't mind. I'm going to swap the early slot on Tuesday and Wednesday. We won't necessarily get the summer car special, but we'll get car and cities tomorrow. Alright, I should have all the links transferred. Probably not going to cook yourself. Dude, I had an ear infection last week. I still do, which is... yeah, not ideal. Okay, let me just compile these links up and... bad news, the Dacia Sendero is delayed. Oh no. I didn't know you had your own YouTube channel. You always just say you stream on Twitch when you're on the Flame Trench. Yeah, Josh, I double stream on YouTube and on Twitch, but it's because Jack doesn't give me enough word and edgewise to be able to say that. No, I'm just kidding. I forget. When in doubt, blame Jack. But yeah, I stream on YouTube and on Twitch. Is CS on the plan today? Speaking of that, yeah, if Jack's around, we will play cities and he will commentate on my super awesome road building amazingness. He was very happy with the interchanges, from what I could tell. Anyway, let me just organize up these links here. All right, let's go. So what's for after hours? Did I not just say that, or was I thinking it? I may have been thinking it. I just said that city. I'm gonna play cities with Jack for after hours, right? Or was I thinking it? You said cities. I did say it. Okay, Stuart. Cities is for after hours. And I got to be careful sometimes. But why man model? Are you serious? I just told you that a moment ago. Oh, there's also some B-roll footage I thought you guys would see. Maybe this is it. Hold on, let me check it. Oh. Give me one moment. Yes. Yes. Is this what I'm looking for? There is some new NASA B-roll around of them doing stuff in the VAB. Give me 1 second. I'm just trying to find it. No, not that. What's for after hours? So $3.7 billion for a box and some engines. I want that gig. It's not that simple, dude, but alright. I mean, it should be, but it's not. Yeah, I don't know. I can't find that picture. Anyway, we got the Artemis 3 vehicle staging adapter on the move here. That's cool. That's a vehicle staging adapter for Artemis 3. The LOX tank for Artemis 3 is also completed. I was just trying to find it on NASA's image website, but their image websites, it's so bad. Give me a moment. I'll try to find it this way. Also, Sean Duffy met with NASA leaders last week, if anybody cares about that. What they discussed hasn't been made public, but, you know, that exists. That's kind of neat, I guess. Ooh, the image archive does have pictures of the X-59 taxi tests. Oh. Oh. Hello. Oh, hey. That's, Woof. Ooh. Hey, Aaron. I'm good, man. How are you?
Oh, this is space. I'm in space.
Yeah, that was from the X-59 taxi tests. Is there even the slightest chance that you'll play Satisfactory for after hours? No.
Discovery, go at
I
throttle
put
up.
that project on hold. Honk for Hank. 3-month resub. Your nose is still bigger. I don't know if it is, dude. Compensating for something? Yeah, sonic booms. Oh, you were serious. Or you were joking. Sorry, you weren't serious. Okay. Yeah. Oof. That's pretty sweet. It's pretty sick, Chubbs. Well, there's that. I found that while I was trying to find Artemis 2 stacking stuff. We found that, which is pretty good. On another note, that looks like a nice plane, and I think Kerbal today has convinced you to make Redstone. You're gonna have some trouble making Redstone's control systems in Kerbal. You're gonna have some trouble because it uses thrust vanes for guidance for its control system. You can't really do thrust vanes in KSP. Yeah, Chief, I shelved the Pillar of Autumn project. It's honestly, I love that project. Not enough people cared. And before you say, "Oh, EJ, we're here for you," yeah, bull crap. Show up to a car stream then. Stop lying. Okay. Anyway, more space news. That's bull crap, and you know it. What car stream? Find out tomorrow. Stop streaming when I work. Okay, Eutychus. Yep. Sometimes I show up. Does that help? Yeah, that's all right. That's fine. So check this out. This is coming from Nord Space, which is oh wait, this is a Canadian company. Raul is the CEO and founder of Nord Space. Nord Space is a Canadian company that's looking to establish an independent Canadian commercial launch industry. He says, awesome day breaking ground at the site of SLC-02 of Nord Space's Atlantic Spaceport Complex ASX with the town of St. Lawrence. Mayor Pittman and other partners at Sturm. Grateful for the hospitality and support of the beautiful people of this town. Humble beginnings for us all. Canada. This is a great day for Canada and therefore the world. Now, the Canadian government has apologized for flight items on several occasions. So St. Lawrence, huh? That's, Don't tell me. Don't tell me. That's over here. Like, way over here. Whoa. That's way out there, dude. That's way out in the middle of nowhere, buddy. Oh, yeah, guy. Oh, I forget where their launch site is. It's over here somewhere, if I'm remembering correctly. That's way up there. Thanks for having me, guy. Canada Eddie. Oh, hey, buddy. 45-month resub, friend. Okay, Canadians, help me out here. What is this? I know they're islands. What's going on here? Why is there an international border there? Who is is this French? That's part of France? You let France take some of your land?
Discovery, go at throttle up.
That is not very cash money of you. Does anybody live here? Oh, yeah, I guess so. Please stop the accent. I don't think I'm going to, friend. Interesting. Okay. You know, I'm over here. Part of me forgets that Nova Scotia is there. And I think that, you know, even people that live there are like, oh yeah, we're here. Oh yeah, we're here. You're from Nova Scotia, bud. Yeah, I'm having trouble parsing in my head that there's something east of me. Because usually it's just like, not. But there is. That's all the way over there. That's way east of me. I'm over here. We should invade Canada at some point just for fun. I think given current events, I don't think they'd like that very much. We could do it in Hearts of Iron, though, if you want. Yeah? Anybody? Anybody? Tell that to Alex with Gibraltar or an Argentinian with the Falklands. Hey, all I'm saying is we took the land from the Europeans, guys. Why didn't you do it? We had no problem. Okay, we had some problems doing that. We had to fight for it, but also maybe we'll jump into a Hearts game this week. Maybe we will. I like Hearts. If you guys don't know me, that's one of my favorite games. But Hearts, like Satisfactory, just people really don't like it. Like a lot of you guys do, but a lot of you guys don't. And it's clear to see. Like I could see it with the numbers. But also, it is a fun game. I like doing dumb stuff in that game. Ultra Maximalist USA. Didn't we already do that? Your Coronet is Canadian, though. It's a Canadian ordered car, but it was made in the United States. Being in French Guiana is so strange. It's France, but it's in the jungle. Dragon, now you know how I feel, all right? It's very strange, all right? It's very strange because I grew up here. Temperate climate, right? Actually, not far from where that Nord Space launch site is, which is pretty cool, right? Pretty temperate climate. Kind of similar to, like, I don't know, maybe northern France, I guess, right? And then I go down to Florida, and everything is the same, but it's tropical, which is just weird. That's just, you know, like, when you're in French Guiana down here, right? And you're like, oh, it's France. It's not, but it's France, but it's also not, but it's absolutely France. Like, it's weird because you're seeing tropical France, which is like, that's not a thing, but it also is, but it's not. I'm also not the biggest fan. Yeah. Is there an upper limit to a Maximus USA run? No, there isn't. There's Tales of Pacific France, too. When's the next car stream? Tomorrow, can't see me. I'm not going to do it on Wednesday because the weather on Wednesday is going to be bad. I'm actually going to be semi-responsible and check the weather.
Discovery, go at throttle.
That's cool. Nord Space wants to... Nord Space wants to establish an independent commercial launch provider in Canada. And they're up in St. Lawrence. That's way up north from what we just saw. That's cool. Meets next. 6-month resub. Thank you. Dragon, technically French Guiana is the largest nature reserve in Europe. Multiplayer hearts when? No. I guess that makes sense, but it doesn't, but it also makes sense, but it also doesn't. Maximalist baguette! Alright, sorry. There's also Caribbean Netherlands. Yeah, I know. Curacao. Yeah, I know. Look at the Grand Canyon. Yep. Lee Schizo Hearts of Iron 4 mod. Oh, have you ever played the Fire Rises Hearts of Iron mod? It's modern Civil War, and the factions are American Constitutionalist Government, Union of America, APLA, and the National Socialist. Yeah, I don't want anything to do with that. Yeah, I was doing a Canadian accent, actually transatlantic accent. You guys have never watched South Park, huh? Isn't Maximalist Baguette that thing that Jack and Sawyer fight about? Yeah, I think so, X-Wing, yes. What the heck are you just talking about Canuck Space? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. See, you think that this is my impression of doing a Canadian accent. No, that's a South Park Canadian accent. It's completely different. It's completely different, guy. Completely different, buddy. Here, ready? Here, watch. Oh yeah, awesome day up there, breaking ground at Site Slick 2 of Nord Space's Atlantic Spaceport Complex, with the town of St. Lawrence, Mayor Pitton and our partners at Storm. Grateful for the hospitality and support from the beautiful people of this town. Humble beginnings for us all. Canadian flag emoji. Yeah, there you go. How's that? A little bit better. I'm not your guy, friend. I'm not your friend, buddy. But not your buddy's guy. No, that's cool. Seriously, that's awesome. More commercial space is better. Wow, I've never met a Canadian that sounds like that. You sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that? I've met a couple that sound exactly like that, and I'm good at impression. There's the plural there. Oh, you have now? No, I'm not Canadian, but I'm only honorary. I'm only honorary because I chugged maple syrup on stream. You think I'm kidding? Anyway, next bit of news here. There is the NS-34 mission on the books here. Road closure from the port to unknown. I think it's the Booster 13 tail section. It's probably going to Massey's, Graham. That's where they usually stack junk boosters. 40 million people are now willing to drop the gloves. You know, there's like 340 million of us, right? Like, you sure you want to do that? You're playing that Hearts of Iron right now, and you... I don't want any part of this. You said that was the least schizo mod? You sure about that? Are you sure about that? You sure about that? You sure about that? You forgot to say please. No, Hibbit, I'm not doing that. Okay, so the New Shepard NS-34 crew. RV Bahal, Golken Erdem, Deborah Martorell, Lionel Pitchford, J.D. Russell, and H.E. Justin Sun. Cool. That's cool that Blue is, you know, doing rather routine missions. I think they're up to, how many New Shepards is that this year? 4 or 5, easily. It's pretty good, pretty reliable schedule there. Pretty sweet. Or at least semi-reliable. I mean, once again, SpaceX notwithstanding, 5 or 6 launches with crew on them, even with a suborbital flight, is still a pretty good achievement. Like, I'm not trying to say like it's on par with like the crew missions for going to the ISS with like Falcon and Dragon, but that's still pretty dang impressive in its own regard. Seem to be doing about 1 crewed flight a month. That's pretty good, man. That's a pretty good cadence they got going. Pretty good cadence. That's not bad at all. Not the worst thing that happens. Okay, so this next one is coming from Jeff Faust. What's this about here? Mackenzie Listrup is stepping down as director of NASA's Goddard Space Flight Center effective August 1st. According to a memo to staff, Cynthia Simmons, deputy center director, will become acting director of Goddard Space Flight Center. Interesting. I don't know too much about these two and what they do, but yeah, that's interesting that, you know, fellas, like, I was trying to say this on Flame Trench. I really didn't get it out right. I never do, because you can't really talk for a long period of time. Like, you know, I'm sharing the cast with Sawyer and Jack. I can't talk the whole time. Alex does that already. No, his explanations are awesome. I love that dude. He's good. You know, a lot of people seem to be stepping down at NASA, you know, taking the early retirement that was offered by, you know, by the government, right? And part of me is like, that's not necessarily a bad thing. But the other part of me is like, it's bad because you're not going to be able to transfer the knowledge from these people that are retiring, but also the potential to get fresh blood at NASA is not a bad idea. That's not a bad thing either. Ideally, it would be, you know, trained fresh blood, but, you know, you never know. So I didn't make your rocket, but I did make Falcon 9 and RP-1. Well, that's cool, Blurgood. Nice. So, I don't know, man. It's stuff that, you know, it's being shaken up. NASA's being shaken up for better or for worse. And I'm not exactly, you know, whether it's going to be good or bad, you know, time will tell. It's kind of hard to say one way or the other. So the next thing here is from Ursa Major. We have some motor testing. For the second time, Ursa Major successfully fired our 10-inch solid rocket motor with highly loaded grain showing repeatable results with rapid iteration, as seen in the motor startup. On the topic, Bill Murray, Vice President of Product and Engineering for Solid Missile Systems, said, at Ursa Major, we demand rigor, quality, and repeatable results. We will embrace learning, the learning that comes from testing and iteration. And ultimately, our goal is nothing short of perfection. We will eliminate all the golfers and lock up and throw away the key. In just months, we've scaled our successfully static-fired, highly loaded grain solid rocket motors from 2.7 to 5 inches to 5 to 7 and now to 10. Oh, it's in the hole! It's in the hole! This is in addition to our 4 successful SRM flight tests. Sorry. Anyway, the guy's name is Bill Murray. I couldn't help it. This rapid progression exemplifies Lynx, the future of American solid rocket motor manufacturing. By strategically deploying additive manufacturing and advanced propellant technologies, we achieve in months what traditionally takes years. Long lead times of 2 or more years for SRMs are no longer acceptable. Our warfighters need reliable, high-performance solutions today, and Ursa Major is prepared to deliver. All right, let's show me the goods. Show me the goods. Show me the goods. Let's see this. Headphone users. Headphone users. Headphone users. You have 10 seconds. It's a beautiful day here on the test stand. Cinderella story as this, launch provider startup, now turned rocket engine testing and iteration company, now tests their main rocket. I think they're going to use about a 5-iron. Nice. Very nice. So it seems like between the first and second one, they used a different igniter. They used a much simpler igniter in the second iteration here. Look at all this fun-loving stuff here. See what I mean? They used a different type of startup. You want the link to this tweet, please and thank you. Oh yes, I will link it up in both chats. There you go. Very nice. Very nice. Flame up. Very nice. Very nice. Good for them. Yeah, they definitely simplified their ignition sequence because look, or not even a sequence, whatever the staging for the igniter is. Look, ready? See, that one has all this stuff. This one's just like, achoo! That's freaking sweet, dude. Can I see it again? Yeah! Probably a bigger igniter. Yeah. Yeah. Cyborg, correct me if I'm wrong here. This is your ballpark, not mine, dude. You use sometimes with SRBs, you use an igniter that lights another igniter, that lights another igniter, that lights another igniter, right? What's that called when you do that? The first one is also spewing liquid into the ground. It's probably just some combustion byproducts from the igniter. chain ignition. Tessa, there's a word for it. There's a way to say it. So, guys, long story short, you guys want to know if you have a big SRB, you want to know how do you make it work? You start off with a smaller SRB, and you fire a smaller SRB into your bigger SRB. And then you have a small igniter to light the mini SRB to ignite the big SRB. That's what's going on right there. Yeah, that's how the space shuttle boosters work. They have an igniter that ignites a small SRB that ignites the big SRB because the igniter isn't good enough to make a big enough spark to spark the big SRB. That's dude. Hey, it works. Okay. It's just SRBs all the way down. Always has been. Is that why the old Soviet rocket spews black smoke for a minute before it lights? The old Soviet... No. That's what happens when you basically stick a match up the nozzle after you open the pre-valves. And the... Let me put it to you like this. The Soyuz lights its rocket engines in a very similar way that you'd light a propane grill without an igniter. You turn on the gas, light the match, throw the match into the grill, and boom, that, but with rocket engines. That's how Soyuz rockets ignite. They stick a match up the nozzle. Yeah. No, you think I'm kidding. No, that's how they do it. Hey, it's easier. You have a reusable start mechanism. A lot of rocket starter mechanisms is ground side. It was on the space shuttle. It is on Raptor, on Super Heavy at least for the 20 engines. The Tochka SRBM spews black smoke for a while. Yeah, yes, in that particular case, yeah. Why, have we not proven that SRBs are old technology? Old technology? What do you mean, old technology? SRBs are cool, man. Like lighting an acetylene torch. Yeah, kind of like that article. Yeah, pretty much. Oh, Knucklehead, you pissed off Twitch chat. They are mad at you. I don't think SRBs are necessarily old tech. They're for like human-rated transport systems. You could make that argument if that's where you're coming from, dude. I get it. I get what you're talking about. I mean, I still think that SRBs have, I don't think this. It's true. SRBs have moved more people safely into space than any other means of transportation. Yeah, sorry. I know people don't want to hear that, but it's true. But yeah, I get what you're trying to say. What is that boom I hear? It's the overpressure event. So, Clayton, a rocket engine, particularly the combustion chamber for a rocket engine, okay? When it ignites, it's a bomb going off, but it's a bomb that has one end open. That's what a rocket is, dude. If we really want to be technical, this pipe bomb right here has what's called a de Laval nozzle at the end, so a convergent-divergent design. Basically, you ever had a water balloon in your hand and you squeeze the water balloon and you shoot water out, right? Like one that's not tied off. You fill up a balloon with water and then you squeeze it. And it goes. That, but with fire. That's what a solid rocket booster does. Well, that's what any rocket does. It does that with gas. It takes fire, it pressurizes it inside, and because it has nowhere to go, it shoots out the bottom. Yeah. Ideally, you don't want it to shoot out the sides. We learned that in Kerbal. You're basically making a jet. This is basically a bomb with one side of it open, but it's a constriction, so for the same reason, like when you squeeze a water balloon, water shoots out at high speed. Now, once again, this isn't shooting out water. It's shooting out gases. But yeah, that boom that you hear at the beginning is the bomb going off. But instead of blowing up, it blows out on one side. It makes a jet. That's what that's called right there. That's called a jet. A de Laval nozzle, a convergent divergent nozzle like that makes a jet. Jet is when you're moving past supersonic, when you're able to accelerate the gases past the speed of sound. I mean, it's a little more complicated than that, but that's the idea. A Coke bottle with Mentos. Sure. Bad specific impulse, but yeah. You just went blank on the name, but at these scales, we usually don't do that. They are definitely just a single stage igniter. Bottom one looked like BKN03. Yeah. Yeah. Might be cool, but I don't see anyone Blue Origin, Firefly, SpaceX. They don't use SRPs. What's Starliner then with Atlas? What is that? Oh, about that. Up here. Oh, I said I don't want that. Am I wrong? I am wrong. Starliner isn't exactly a good argument. I'm not saying it's a good vehicle. I'm saying it's a vehicle with people on it that has SRBs in the booster. Is it not? The newer companies aren't using SRBs because they're going for reusability now. Yeah, no, I get it. Just don't think SRBs are outdated technology. And I don't think Ursa is making human-rated SRBs either. I'm pretty sure they have another market. There's another market there. A similar sized motor, this BKN03, but not enough. But it needed way more to ignite properly. What do we got? Let's see what you got there. Come on. Headphone users, this might get a little loud. Oh my god. Oh, I love it. Deja vu. I've just been to this place before. How do you run the street? Sorry. That was freaking sweet, dude. I love it. I'm sorry. It's like the thing that popped into my head. It's like VTech just kicked in, yo. Can I see that again? That was awesome. That was sick. Dude, that's so funny. Spunk. Can I just one more time? That's awesome. Oh, that's awesome. That's sweet. That's my new favorite igniter. It's a pretty nice jet. It's pretty good, man. That's pretty nice. Very nice. That's awesome, dude. That sounded like the start of a DJ set. Yeah, right. Hold on. Headphone users. Bonk. Drop the brake. Yeah, I could see that. Why does it spool up like that? It's the kind of igniter, dude. That's what I mean about that Ursa Major footage. They're using a different igniter. Drop the brake. Sorry. When my engine goes thunk, it always fills me with confidence. What's up, man? Oh, that's sick. Hold on, can I just want to watch it again. Pretty awesome. Damn, that's cool. Damn, that's cool. Neuron activation. What size rockets are these being designed for? So Ursa is doing some type of defense tech. I'm not exactly sure. I'd have to go look. I don't remember what they're doing off the top of my head. That one that we just saw that made the funny ramp up noise, and then the VTEC just kicked in, yo. That's student motor. So that's like universities. That sounds how I imagine a TIE fighter starting up would sound. Yeah, right. Talking about nozzles, a year ago, I made a compressed air water. Air. Once all the water had shot out, the remaining gas pressure was enough to shoot the gases at Mach 1. Oh, you made an air water. Okay, all right. I got only a 4% error between my simulation and the actual flight distance. 4% error is pretty damn good, Lava Eagle. That's really good. Good for you, man. 4%'s no joke. That's a small deviation. Nice, man. Thinking about having that on my car. I don't need the thing that's shooting fire out the back on my car. I mean, I do, but also, bonk. I don't know if that's, I don't think that's a good idea. Very nice. Very nice. That's the sound of an average Honda Civic at 3 a.m. in your neighborhood. Ticketed for emissions. Nope.
This is space. I'm in space.
Not anymore. Cafe standards don't exist. Element. So, yeah. I got dizzy again. I have an ear infection. Every time I turn my head, if I turn my head like 20 degrees like this, the IMUs are detecting a 45-degree rotation, and it's making me very sick. Getting a little motion sickness over here, but it's fine. If I puke on stream, that's great content, dude. We're good. If the universities are designing them, could we see them on a rocket at the contest that DAS goes to? Yeah, what do you think these rockets are for, man? Yeah. So, Brendan, let me, don't proton yourself. Oh, we're way past that, Jerry. That's clip farming, man. How about some VR? No. So summer car in VR? No. You carried that motor in your car 8 hours to Mojave. If it had lit, my car would have had a TWR of 0.5. Oh, I hope it's pointed downwards and through the center of mass, or else you're going airborne, dude. Anyway, yeah, Brandon, these university So, okay, what university rocket teams do is, okay, so you've watched me play KSP, right? What happens when I play KSP? You probably heard me say it a bajillion times. It's called stakeholder expectations. What are you trying to do? I know that sounds dumb. Like, it's like, what are you trying to do? Well, I'm trying to make a rocket. Okay, what's your rocket trying to do? So university teams will go for shots. They'll go for a 10,000-foot shot with like an off-the-shelf motor, or a 30,000-foot shot with the motor that they made themselves, or a space shot, or a two-stage rocket, or a single-stage rocket, or whatever. Right? And the object of the university team is to make your rocket go to 10,000 feet. Exactly. And the closer you get, the better. Now think about how difficult that actually is to do, especially if you're new to the game. That's hard. That's a difficult thing to do. But that's what these university teams do, and that's what Spaceport America Cup is all about. Who did their mission to the closest? Who got their mission the closest? You said you wanted to get a rocket at 10,000 feet, and your rocket went 10,001 feet. Well, that's not exact, but that's pretty damn close. Actually, if I was aiming for 10,000 feet and the rocket went to 10,001 feet, I would consider that basically 100% successful. That's really good. That's like hole in one in golf good. Price is Right rules? No, there isn't Price is Right rules. In engineering hip hop, it's all about your deviation. It's all about deviation. So how close? How close did your prediction get? How close did your actual test get? That stuff's super important, dudes. And that's where all the math comes in. You have to use math to try and figure out exactly where this damn thing is going to go. Right? And if your math doesn't check out and it goes to 12,000 feet, well, you screwed up. You done messed up, AA Ron. That's bad. Because rocket science isn't about getting it to work. That's what Kerbal's about. Kerbal's about getting it to work. In real life, rocket science is about what are you trying to do and how close you can get to your actual goal. That's why high-powered rocketry is something that I wasn't into for the longest time. And then I went to Spaceport America Cup and I saw it in action. I'm like, okay, that's super freaking cool. I need to do this. I need to do this. I still need to do it, but yeah, I get it. It's actually really cool and really fun. Someone this year got exactly 10,000 feet, no air brakes. The first time it's ever happened at the competition. They hit 10,000 exact, Cyborg. That... They didn't use ChatGPT, did they? Right? They didn't use ChatGPT, did they? Do it. Yeah, a team from Turkey. Good for them, man. That's really impressive. That's really impressive. That's not easy to do, man. That's challenge level. Very difficult. I get it. Thanks for the explanation. But yeah, Brendan, that's what all the university teams do. Some of them participate in Spaceport America Cup. Some of them don't. But it's still cool, man. It's still good stuff. Yeah, the world's fastest F-100. Kuro. That's a 72 Chevy C10. Okay. That is not an F-100. That's not even close. And that's also a boat. And that's also a boat, man. With that being... With that being said, holy balls, that's cool. Dude, what the hell is that? Oh. Okay. That's farm truck. Yeah, but it's a boat. That's a boat. That... Okay. All right. Sure. I wouldn't want to turn that thing at all. No. Yeah, no.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
How long does it take you to load into Kerbal? I don't know, a minute? You have 230 mods installed. Yeah, it takes you, yeah, okay. It takes you a little longer, Zelio. I don't have many mods installed. Can we do that with the Satsuma and MSC? I don't think we can. That's not a boat. That's just two pontoons. Wisp, 73-month resub. Hellfish, what is this? Still got more space news. NASCAR F100, loud and fast. I've seen this thing. Yeah. Yeah, that thing's pretty rad. The video isn't loading because it hates me, but yeah, I've seen that before. All right. Next thing here is coming from Kennedy Space Center, the KSC account. Gang's all here. Carruthers and the SWFOL-1 have arrived at the Astrotech Space Operations Facility in Florida and will now undergo launch preparations. Hitching a ride with IMAP this fall. The 3 spacecraft will lift on board a Falcon 9 from Kennedy Space Center. Bro, toter home. Toter home action on a low boy, pulling satellites. Cool. Excellent. Nice. Cool. I don't necessarily know what these payloads do, but I'm sure we'll learn about them as we get closer to launch. Ooh. Now, okay, RGV has a picture of Massey's, an updated picture of Massey's. This is coming from RGV Aerial. Let me get out of the way so you can see the logo. Go. All right. It looks like Massey's is pretty damn cleaned up. Nice. This is the follow-on to the Discover mission. Oh, excellent film. Great. Good. Discover is a fantastic mission. I'm so sad I can't tell vehicles apart like he can. It's okay, Kuro. We still love you. As expected, look. They cut off the pipes to the point where they were damaged. They cut the pipes right there. The pipes used to go this way. And it looks like they have that all cleaned out. And they're building something new in there. I said, those are concrete forms, guys. And it looks like they started digging a hole here. Ah. Looks like a major redesign. Yeah. Yeah. So we theorized here that they're redesigning it for the version 3 booster and also putting the pipes underground. Is this place built on a swamp? What gave it away, man? Why do they persist on using vertical tanks? Have we not learned? It's probably because they're cheap. So this is oh no, I always forget the dang name of these things. It was a loop-de-doo from the river. What's the name of that propagation effect? I totally forget. I'm dropping the ball there. An oxbow lake. That's what it is. Thank you. An oxbow. That's actually, you know what? You know what? I'm not entirely sure. I read one time, guys, that this was a steamboat refurbishment facility a long time ago. And then it became a gun range, because Texas. And now it's a rocket testing site, because Texas. I don't know if that necessarily looks like an oxbow. But yeah, there used to be a steamboat, like, servicing area here. There used to be a steamboat platform down here somewhere. Oxbow? Oxbow? Yeah. Yeah, sure. Usually when there's an oxbow lake like this, you see more of them. But see, this tells me that that might be man-made. I know that this was a steamboat maintenance facility a long time ago, like Civil War, because I read my Civil War history. There's a sign up here that says, like, on these roads that give you history lessons and stuff. Yeah, Massey's is over here somewhere. Now Massey's just moved. It's down here, down over there. I don't know where it is. I saw the signs for it when last time I was down there. There was a rail line down there too. Yeah, I know there was a steamboat facility. The rail line was right there. You can see it. I've walked across it. The right of way. The right of way actually goes right to Highway 4. You can see where there was a choo-choo train here. You sound like a big choo-choo train. And it came down here for steamboat stuff. There was something going on with steamboats at some point during the Civil War. Steamboats, they were probably built on Clyde and Glasgow. We made most of the blockade runner ships. Maybe. I don't know. Yeah, possible. So this part, Kuro, this is, I would call this, it's not swamp, it's an estuary. So it's a little bit different than a swamp, but you could kind of call it a swamp, but it's not a swamp, but it kind of is, but it's probably not. It's an estuary. There's a reason why those have different names, dude. But anyway, guys, it looks like they're completely redoing Massey's. So, you know, I'd said that, you know, it would take them about a month to redo Massey's. But that was if they were redoing Massey's to its existing configuration, which they're blatantly not. So it's probably going to take them longer. But they did get this place pretty cleaned out and redesigned pretty damn fast, which is actually pretty cool. Swamps don't get saltwater tides mixing into them. Lots of fun biology happens when you get that. Yeah, there's a different name for it. I know, because we have a ton of them in Massachusetts, Aqualex. We have freshwater, saltwater marshes. There's a name for them. I don't remember. I don't remember what it's called. I've read about the ecology around here by going, like, to forests and nature reserves and stuff. Walking around, because touching grass is something that everybody needs to do at some point. Brackish, that's what it's called. Thank you. See last if you wish. No, Ryan, I don't want to see you last because I don't like you. You smell. No, what's up, man? What about also? Excuse me? Yeah, I know. Excuse you. That's right, because you smell. I saw this and got very intrigued at this idea. Elon Musk's Boring Company eyes Nashville airport tunnel. It's a new project connecting the downtown area to the airport of Nashville. Interesting. Ew, grass. What do you think that hole is being dug for? It's probably to put pipes in the ground. But what's throwing me, guys, is the forms. There's concrete forms being put up right here. Interesting. Test-in looks to be okay. I mean, ish. The geographic term for what you're looking for is estuary. Yeah, well, that's what I called this, but no. Brackish water, though. Yeah, okay, so it is it. They are estuaries. There's tons of estuaries in New England, especially on the Cape. I know. I live here. There's estuaries everywhere. I live near one. It's estuary-rific. Yeah, I'm not sure why you dig such a big hole like that, unless you were putting, I don't know. They exposed 2 drainage lines right there. See that? That's rainwater runoff. And it goes over here to the water. It's for the cryo lines. You sure, Van, or are we taking a guess? I'm just asking, dude. I think you're right for what it's worth, but I'm looking around for the conduit box. Okay, I'm looking around for the conduit boxes that they put the pipes in, and they're definitely there. The drainage conduits. See them? Right next to the cranberry box. That's right. Yep. It's a water retention pit. Yeah, Buzz, they just dug that. So whatever it wasn't there before. But yeah, it is retaining water. You are not kidding. Do you think there will be a booster static fire stand at Massey's? I would just use the pads for those, Jack. That is concrete at the bottom. It is. Are you sure? It looks like it's reflecting light. Yeah, J-Buzz, we know, yeah, I definitely know about water retention, especially when you have a high water table, for sure, for sure. Yeah, absolutely. SpaceX is digging all kinds of retention ponds down here for that exact reason. And this is something I tell people. Rocket launch pads are usually built where the water table is really high next to sea level because you don't want rockets flying over things with, like, people. So they do have their retention. Well, that's a water capture, but it also is the retention as well. I mean, SpaceX can drain right into these. I am totally screwing up ecological terms today. What the hell is this called? It's not a tide pool. You know what? I'm just gonna say estuary again. Screw it. I'm just saying estuary because I can. Estuary. Marshland, wetlands, floodplain. I think floodplain. I think is what it is. Basin, saltwater basin. That's what it is. Hey, FYI, what's going on? So, I mean, SpaceX can drain right into this with rainwater, not with industrial process. We saw the fruits of that labor, didn't we, Ryan? That was good time. Industrial processes and stuff. It's very common in Florida. You keep it inside water table. It's just the EPA making you stay inside your old border building. For sure, man. For sure. Hoover Dam. Yeah. Hoover Dam. Yeah, that's right. Right. Yeah, actually, Buzz, when I show people the pads in Florida, like 39A has one hell of a footprint. You can see where they dredged. They dredged to put the soil up above, right? And they basically made the retention pond for it when they dredged up all the soil in this in Pintail Creek right here. And then you could see the dredger went around here and dredged out Gator Hole to make to put down the fill for 39B. And then they had to do something fierce with the VAB because getting a 520-foot building that's concrete and steel to stand up in the middle of the swamp, dude, you had to compact that soil down. That's what the turning basin is. And they dredged out basically a lake to put down all of that, to put down all the soil, to compact it and give it a wide enough footprint. I mean, you know. But yeah, that's I show people that all the time. You have to do that in Florida. You're right, man. Absolutely. You can see where they dredged up all the terrain. They dredged it right here for the ITL causeway. All this stuff right here, they pulled all that dirt up out of the water. It's good stuff. That was for CCAFS. That one right there is for Hangar AF, which was an SRB refurbishment and processing facility. When NASA, you know, was in the reusability game. When? That is Hangar AF. That's right. "10 minutes to Starship update." All right. All right, man. Better look from Starbase. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got here. Thanks, Vincent. Why didn't they do it like Boston and just throw the trash down and build on top of it? Hey, we didn't do that. We leveled a hill, okay? We took not Bunker Hill, Beacon Hill, and just we didn't put the trash in there. There was some trash, but we just kind of bulldozed an entire hill and just put it in the harbor to make more land. They don't compact the soil. They anchor the building under the water table. So if the water were to rise above it, it's already anchored, which in itself makes a sinkhole somewhere else. Just a whole bunch of concrete and stone about 50 feet under the stable water base. Right on. Yeah, man. So what do you think of this? Concrete at the bottom. What do we think about that? That's definitely slurry. Right? Am I looking at this right? That looks like concrete slurry. Because there's no forms. They just dug a hole and just dumped a bunch of concrete in it. They had a RUD and their methane farm got destroyed. I still don't understand why they build it again. Farm in the same spot, not like that three triangle spot where the flames are. They barely got there. I don't know. I mean, clearly they're putting stuff in the ground, guys. Dude, look. So they got forms up over here. Forms and rebar. So these are inner forms, for what it's worth, dudes. That's the inside of this building. See the rebars on the outside of the form? And the side of the concrete form with supports is facing inward, which means this is the inner wall of some type of concrete thing that's going to really, really be strong. I mean, if you look at the pallet next to that rebar lattice, that rebar lattice is like 2 foot thick. That's just a mud pad, something to ensure water stands and doesn't flow out. Interesting. 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 Oh, SpaceX uses caterpillars. I like them more, Buzz. I like them more now. What do we got there? What do you think that is? 245 maybe? It's a pretty big one. It's not the biggest around, but it's pretty big.
Discovery, go at throttle up.
Structure could be the CH4 pumping location, but honestly, it looks like a crapshoot from these pictures. No true erosion control. They just dug this thing, man. Yeah, it's... yeah, that's not great. They just dug whatever this is. Dude, this site right here, this whole thing, had a nasty explosion on it about a month ago. There was a... Here, let me show you. That's why this is not remediation necessarily, but so there was a ship sitting on this test stand, and the ship had a full tank of liquid oxygen and then a small tank of methane. They filled the ships up, when they test, they fill them up with a lot of liquid oxygen so they don't rip themselves off the test stand. And then something up at the top of the ship popped and it blew up the methane tank. And the methane tank depressed very fast. And then the liquid oxygen tank depressed really fast. And then it sent a tidal wave of liquid oxygen around all through this site and pretty much destroyed everything, the ship and pretty much anything in its path. You can see part of the ship sitting over there. Yeah, there's part of it's over there. Some of it's right there. Some of it's right there. So if it looks like a crapshoot, believe me, this is like way better than it was, man. This was a mess a month ago. It was a mess. It was not great. Contamination control is autolist, and they're probably not allowed to operate at all until they pass EPA standards. Yeah, I believe that, dude. Man. I just realized the last ship to fly with a 6 in its number was SN6 in 2020. Huh. Interesting. But see, that's that, whatever that reinforced concrete building is, it's, yeah, biggin'. Which in Florida is a joke within itself. If you're rich enough, you just pay a fine and go about your business as usual. SpaceX has deep pockets, my dude. Deep pockets. So, yeah, I mean, who knows? Let's see what else we got. So Massey's is shaping up. They're doing something. They're definitely doing something there. What else do we got? Very early this morning. This is Vixie. All right, so CSI Starbase Field Agent. Why? I swear, dude, I follow these people and it unfollows them. Very early this morning, the LOX BQD framework for Pad 2 was delivered, lifted, and fitted. Ah. Very nice. That's just my own experience with counties and city municipals in Florida. Yeah, I got you. I mean, Buzz, yeah, you ain't kidding, man. How about those housing developments, like all around Florida, that just pop up out of nowhere? It's like one day you're driving and there's just brush everywhere, and the next day it's cleared, and you start see houses go up. You're like, man, they got approval pretty quick. You know, they got approval really fast. That's weird. That's what rolled in at 12:45 a.m. last night. I was talking about it this morning. Nice. Hey, Trey, just popping in for a second. How's it going? It's going, man. Also note the wrecked crane on the side. Oh, yeah, there's the crane that broke. Yeah, a crane was going and fishing out some of the stuff out of here, and it went to do it, and it fell over. There's the boom from it right there. It's broke. He's very broke. So that's the BQD for pad 2. Was the operator injured? Injured. Are you suggesting construction can happen quickly? Shame on you. Yeah, you're right. My bad. I shouldn't have been, wanting progress or something. Here, look at this. This is the liquid methane quick disconnect for fueling super heavy boosters, and it's been installed on that pad today. Oh, jeez. Look at this thing. This is a Starship Gazer picture. Oh, mama. Damn, boy. Thick boy. That's a thick boy. Damn. That's big. That's big, and it's probably really heavy. And if it's heavy, it's probably expensive. Put it down. Is one of the RS-25s in the SLS in your background going a bit engine rich? It might have a lighter spot. No. What you're seeing right there is plume interaction. Or it's just a GH2 vent. Yeah, that's from the green run. We know that test was okay. Whatever it is. You know, it always blows my mind how SpaceX can just be like, yo, I need you to make this thing. It's like 8 tons. To some random fabrication shop, right? And the fabrication shop's like, all right, cool. And then it just shows up on a truck one day. Yeah, that whole thing moves that way. It does this. It goes back and forth. It's a tail service mast, dude. It's TSMU. Actually, you know what? That is less like a TSMU, to be honest with you. I just said that to troll people on the flame trench. You know what this looks like? This looks like Falcon 9's hold down point. Hold down point, not quick disconnect. Falcon 9's quick disconnects don't look like this. They go up and down. Gazer posted another picture a second ago. Oh. Boop. Boop. Woof. Woof. Dude. Wow. What are you looking at? So, Buzz, this is a new pad that SpaceX is building for their new super heavy launch vehicle. It's something like it's actually more powerful than Saturn V. It's about as big. That's the new launch pad for it. This is the new launch plate. These are the fueling umbilicals. So there's one for oxygen and one for methane. You can see where the pipe is for them right there. That's so these whole things. So the booster would be sitting basically right where the crane line is and where the block is. I mean, it's not a block, but you get the idea. The booster would be right here, and these two, that whole thing can kind of pivot forward and connect in like a quick disconnect, basically. Like you'd see like on a race car or something. And then they pop out right when the thing launches. It's pretty cool. Pretty wild stuff. Yeah, see the pivots? Dude, that thing probably weighs more than my damn house. And there's 2 of them right next to each other. And that's the methane side. The liquid oxygen side should be bigger. Yeah, that pipe over there. I have a question. If an astronaut replied to your post re-quoting him, but then you realized he misunderstood what you were saying and he unintentionally roasts you, what would be your reaction? I'd probably just laugh and take the L. There's not many ways, sad, that you're going to argue with an astronaut on the internet and win. So just be like, yeah, I'm an idiot. All right, move on. So yeah, the rocket would be up here, right? And down here is a trench. And the trench it's curved if you were looking at it from the side, and we're like looking towards it. It curves down and then it goes up on the other side. That's the other side where it goes up. Buzz, the thing's, dude, she's a beast. I remember when they moved that thing. And when they were transporting it on an SPMT, one of the SPMTs got into the dirt a little bit because it was too wide for the road because they were trying to turn it into the launch site. And the thing just went instantly into the mud. It was just like, and they had to like raise it and move it out. Dude, it was nuts. That they moved without this stuff, like stuff on the sides, like the disconnects and all the plumbing and whatever. They moved that box, the orbital launch mount. They moved it in one shot down the road. It was being built over here in their like staging area. And then they transported the damn thing down here. Hello? Too far. They transported it down here, and then when they went to turn in, it got stuck in the mud over here. That's nuts. Dude, she's a beast, man. She's an absolute beast. Friggin' beast mode, man. This stuff's so cool. It's some heavy freaking engineering. Pretty sick. Dude, I can't tell you how many yards of concrete they poured into that thing. I'm sure somebody out there, Buzz, has the numbers of the concrete trucks, because they're, you know, a company that I work for called NSF live streams, like, because the road that this launch site on, believe it or not, is public. So we have, you know, live stream cameras set up, and we live stream the, you know, trucks going in and out. Somebody counted the trucks. It was an insane amount of trucks to pour the trench for this thing. Yards of concrete poured equals yes. And Prometheus on an SPMT. I see, Kraken, we really have to redesign that thing to be a lot stronger. We have to study the fairing interaction with engine plates and clipping and stuff. It always baffled me how out of date those Google Maps images are just after 1 year, right? The ship quick disconnect looks the same as the Pad B OLM. Probably the same design. Maybe. Standardizing your umbilicals usually pays off thousands. They're complicated to manufacture. The shuttle did that. The shuttle's hydrogen and oxygen T1 and T0 carrier umbilical plates look exactly the same. In fact, if you're watching from NSF, the GUP is based off of them too. And the SLS has gas lines, and the tail surface mass carrier umbilicals, they're all based off of the same design. They won't tell you that, but they all are. It's the GUCP, Creeper, ground umbilical carrier plate, GUP. Do you think that in the event of... Nah, Etor, that's not happening. SpaceX has armed guards everywhere. Believe me, somebody goes on site, they're, SpaceX security guards are going to get mad, and they are packing heat, dude. If you've ever been down there and see the guys at Starbase, they don't have, like, they're not a mall security guard, you know what I'm saying? Probably like 5,000. I don't know the height of this beast. It's easily over 10,000, which is like 1,000 trucks, dude. She's a beast, man. I mean, they were pouring concrete for days, dude. No, Chimp, I don't think so. Boca Chica is so dang remote. Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think anything like that. Oh, yeah. Yeah, here you go. Thanks for linking this up. This is from the move, Buzz. Check this out. Check this out, dude.
Perspectives. The road
watch the wheels over here. They put down some matting, right? They put down some freaking matting, but that didn't make a difference. Look at that damn thing. This thing's freaking huge.
Way faster than I expected.
I remember this stream. This stream was so gnarly.
And now comes the fun part. Seeing how they do with the actual turn into the launch site.
To put this in perspective, the road closed at 10 p.m. Central
Watch the
Time, which
wheels.
is about 95 minutes ago. And
Thank you for finding this, Foz, by the way.
That's not too shabby for an object this big.
Way faster than I expected.
100%, yes.
And now comes the fun part. Seeing how they do with the actual turn into the launch site.
To put this in perspective, the road closed at 10 p.m. Central Time, which is about 95 minutes ago, and they're already at the launch site. That's not too shabby for an object this big.
Way faster than I expected.
100%, yes.
And now
That's
comes
so
the fun
awesome,
part.
man.
Seeing how they do with the actual turn into...
It's on a
the
loop.
launch
Oh, we
site.
got to go to the tubes video. Oh, yeah, I know those guys. Oh yeah, right here. Right here. Watch this. Whoops. That's not good. Oh, that's not good. I'm not happy. Oh no. Dude, right into the mud. I remember we watched this, and my buddy who does rigging and moves stuff on SBMTs, he's like, yeah, that happens. Don't worry about it. He's like, yeah, it happens. Just pick the tires up. It's fine. And then they did, dude, and it freaking made it. This guy's like, oh, he pulled out that wheel. You see that? He disconnected the hydraulic line. I didn't notice that. Help me, Launchpad. I'm stuck. I can't believe that thing made it through there. It's freaking sick, dude. It's so damn cool. Yeah, that was a good day, man. But yeah, that was when they moved that thing. Now this gazer pick, that's what it looks like. Man, that's made a lot of progress real fast, dudes. That movement, when was that movement? Hold on, when was this video posted? That was just 2 months ago. May 6th. Damn. Wow. Help me, Launchpad, I'm stuck. What are you doing, SPMT? The displacement of the tires, I guess. Each line can compensate for the other line to support all the weight. Yeah, hydraulics a beast, dude. Beast mode. All right, what other news do we got here? That's it. That's it. We good. We got all of it. There wasn't a lot, but yeah, we got a good deal of it. NSF just posted the Starship update. Oh, actually, I got, will we see that again for Pad A? Maybe in the future. The public diner at Starbase. Oh, yeah, Foz, link that up again. You guys want to see something interesting? Vast was actually making some moves over the weekend. So, first and foremost, Vast opened up their own mission control. Look.
6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
They opened up their own mission control for the space station module that they're going to build. They're building, well, not a space station module, just a free floating space station, at least initially, right? That's actually slick. I like the glass. The glass is a nice touch. That's Drew Feustel right there. Race car driver and astronaut, in case you felt inadequate about what you do on a day-to-day process. No, seriously. He is an ex-NASA astronaut that now leads Vast's private astronaut program. And he's also a race car driver. Because, here, feel more inadequate. And that's Max Hoot right there. Hewitt. I can never say his name right. Hout. Hewitt. Dan Hewitt is at SpaceX. That guy's cool. I don't know if you guys know this, but Max over there, he comes from Hout. Max Hout comes from the streaming world, guys. Seriously. Yeah. He worked on wireless streaming cameras called Nevos, and they were bought by Logitech. And he used that money to parry into aerospace, and now he runs Vast, which is that's pretty cool, dude. That's pretty cool. So you guys have ever seen people using Logitech Mevo cameras? That's his idea. It's pretty cool. Pretty good stuff, man. That mission control does look hot though. I do like it. It looks like an Apple store. Wait, I don't like it anymore. Oh. Oh. It looks like an app. I'm not sure I'm into it now. It does look nice though. But also, the wooden tables, the long glass, the soft lighting, it looks like an Apple store. I'm conflicted. I'm conflicted now. Damn. It does look nice. I do like the big glass. That's actually pretty cool. I'm just opposed to big scissors. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. The dude, I just ruined it for myself. But anyway, new mission controls are being made. That's pretty cool. Mission controls are being made by private companies, which is pretty sweet. Now, also, you want to see other pretty cool moves, the pretty cool things that Vast is working on. Remember, Drew Feustel, right? You know, he's leading their astronaut program. Well, guess what? Astronauts need to train. Even private ones. What are they going to train in? They're going to train in Vast jets. Oh, damn. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Vast bought an L-39, and they're taking it to Oshkosh, baby. Oh, very nice. That's pretty cool. We're seeing private astronaut corps between like Axiom and Vast. We're seeing freaking private astronaut corps. That's a thing, dude. That's all right. I mean, could be worse. Hardware speaks louder than words. Yep. Can't wait to see the U2. Why see, I mean, U2 is nice, but why see U2 when you could see 747? When you could see small 747. Look at it. Look at it. It's a nice 747. But look at it. It's so small. Isn't that plane nice? Big Bird? No, not really. It looks like a 747 because it is. Except 1/8 the size. Breathtaking. I shall call it SP. Da-dum. Look at how tiny it is. This is so small. It's a small plane. It's a small 747. It's a babby. It's a little babby. Very demure. Very mindful. Creepers. You're calling it Mr. Stubby. Yeah, Pratt & Whitney has their engine testing plane. So this is a 747 SP that Pratt & Whitney uses to test engines in flight. If you notice, there's a little bit of a lobe on the upper deck of the 747. You see it right there? They mount the engine up there. It's mounted like like right here. You see the pylon? Yeah, they put a wing onto the side of its head and they mount the engine right there. Yep. I forgot to say that before when I was talking about this thing. What does it eat? I want it as a pet. Jet fuel. Oh, dude, I'm sorry. I don't have a better way of explaining that. Like, like I said, I don't really have a better way of describing how this works, but there you go. I'm serious. It's just, yeah, it's a test bed. You're missing a screen with missile command on it. That man is playing Galaga. Thought we wouldn't notice, but we did. Is that AI? I don't think so. That one definitely isn't. See? Is that strange or what? I'm telling you, it's got like it's the 747 equivalent of like a beer dispensing plastic helmet. Why do you do this with a whole 747? It's an SP. SPs are very, very, very sought after. They're actually pretty damn rare nowadays. So what's the big deal about an SP? An SP is a shortened 747. It's shorter by a good amount. Boeing originally built these planes for special purposes, hence the SP. They built planes that they built it for planes to have, like a 747, to have extremely long range. To have extremely long range, they just took a 747, they shortened it, and it can fly at extremely high altitude, right? And it can go really, really far. That's really great for testing engines at different altitudes, because anywhere that the engines that they're testing can go, right, they can fly that thing. 747s are insane. They're like a fighter jet with 4 engines. So that's why SPs make very, very good test beds. They're really good. Because they're super light and they have the same amount of power as an actual, like a regular 747. They got the same engines on it. But look at how small it is. It's so tiny. Look, it's a little baby. It's just a little baby. It's when it grows up, it's gonna be a -8. It's gonna eat its Wheaties. With how many 400s that have been made, can 747 400s be good test beds? So the SP was made before the 400, Nova. The SP was made in the 70s and the 80s. The 400 can just fly that high. Yeah, the 400 is a regular size 747 that can just basically go wherever. You know that 747s can get up, like, with no load, they can get up to like 60,000 feet, a 400. It can fly where no other commercial airliner flies. Yeah, dude, service ceiling is insane on those planes. That's why they're still sought after. There are other 747 test beds, guys. My personal favorite is the GE one. The GE test bed is a -400, I think. Me no like that. I think the Stubby 74 looks cool, but I also like that. Yeah, NASA's Sophia is an SP. Yeah, kick your booties. I thought it was Kick-Yo. Kick your booties, bud. Dude, I was pissed when they decommissioned that. I was really upset. That really was like, here, let's put money in this barrel and light it on fire. All right, cool. Sounds good, man. The heck is that? That's GE's test bed. That's a 747 with a GE90 attached to it. How much thrust do you want? Yes. Where did Sophia end up? Sophia is at Pima. It's at Pima in Arizona. So, I mean, you could theoretically, I mean, I'm sure the plane could be rebuilt. Sure it could. But knowing NASA, they probably sold off all its parts for cash because, I mean, NASA had a pretty big amount of surplus 747 parts for the Sophia program, believe it or not, guys. Sophia could have kept flying. And this is why Sophia was basically pissing away money when they canceled it. The shuttle carrier aircraft, NASA 905 and NASA 911. NASA basically parted those airplanes out, all the useful parts, the engines, everything. They parted all those out and gave them to the Sophia program after the shuttle program ended. They did that so Sophia could run on basically minimal operational status. Like you could just you have plenty of parts, you can keep it flying for an extremely long time and maximize your science. And then they canceled it anyway. Like, that's what I mean about pissing money away. That's what Kick's talking about. Yeah, it's annoying. Yeah, I know. Sucks, right? Either way, that's GE's test bed. That's a 777 engine. That's a GE90. Well, actually, it would be a GE9X nowadays. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie to you. Plane nerds, back me up on this. A 747 with GE90s would be. I'm not sure the wing could hold that up, but you know, look at this picture of this thing taking off and look at how the right landing gear is off the ground and the left landing gear is not because it's got that big freaking engine on the number 2 pylon. The plane is lifting like this because that thing is on the side. Seriously though, a 747 with 4 GE9Xs. I don't think the wing could hold it up. I don't think the wing could hold 2 of those things. Maybe 1, but not 2. You're scared of it? It's awesome, dude. Do you guys, I mean, a lot of you guys like rocket engines and stuff. Have you ever looked up what a G9X makes? Like, look at the stats on this damn thing. Specifically, look down here. It's as powerful as a frigging rocket engine. Like, that's a lot of thrust for a jet engine. It can make 460 kilonewtons of thrust. The 47 would not need 4. Yeah, a 747 could have 2 G9Xs on it, and then the number 1 and the number 4 pylon with nothing, and it would take off just fine. It'd perform just fine. But I would want 4, because 4. Can you imagine a 747 with 4 of that? 4 of those? That's a lot of thrust. That's 2,000. Yeah, that's almost 2,000 kilonewtons of thrust. 400,000 pounds of thrust from a 7. I mean, it probably ripped the wing off, but you know. Whatever. It's fine. Dude, a 747 could just do this. It could go right up in the air. Supersonic? You'd get into supersonic with that much power behind it, dude, for sure. First of all, fellas, 5.2 TWR for a jet engine is absurd. That's all right. Yeah, dude. The thing weighs as much as a truck. They could reinforce that it's not like they'd be lacking in thrust. Aqualex, I've decided that if I win the lottery, I think between all the AMPs that watch this stream, engineers, and ex-military that worked with aviation, I think we have enough to get this done. I think we're doing it. Yep. Is that fair? We will build a 747 with 4 GE9s on it. GE90s. Because piss off. It has 4 GE90s on it. I think there's enough talent here to get that done. I can weld stuff for what it's worth. Probably nothing. I wouldn't weld anything on that plane, but I can weld things. You'd need a bigger garage. Build it in Kerbal? Oh, I already did that a long time ago. As long as we do Venture Star or Star Raker. Gonna need a way to move it. I mean, you could fit an X-33 on the back of that, right? That would work. What base model? Oh, I would probably start with a 400. We'd need a 400. I wouldn't do that with a 100 or a 200. Hey, Okie. Mudo just like, I can do moral support. Where's Ryan? Yeah, no, yeah. Ryan can help. He would help. That'd be good. What about a Dash 8? I mean, maybe we could just go to Boeing and be like, yo, put GE90s on this. I'll pay you. And they'd be like, what? We like money. I'd be like, yeah, I know you do. Please do it and make sure it works. But that last part is kind of important. Oh. Fazili, you linked up the Rolls-Royce XWB, huh? Well. Uh-oh. Yeah, Rolls has one of those too. Yeah, they have one of those that does the nice. The 747-8 has 4 engines that have 260 at cruise each. Yeah, you're basically doubling the TWR with putting 4 GE90s on there. Four of those would turn any plane into a Harrier. Yep. You guys want to see something cursed? You see this plane. You see the big engine over there. Now you see that there's 3 engines on the right wing. Oops. That 747 has 5 engines. Yep. A 747 can do that too. The 747s have pylons underneath the wings between the inner engine and the fuselage to carry an extra motor. Deadheading engines 619. When 747s could fly further than the fixed base operations of the airline that was operating them, if you had a 747 that flew to the middle of nowhere, right, and you'd had an engine problem, you're not getting an engine out there. Except if you add an engine to the next 747, fly it out there, take the engine off, and put it on the other 747. That was Boeing's solution to that problem. 747s have 5 pylons. Actually, it's 6, but it can't fly with 6 to my knowledge. I know the pylons are on both sides. Yeah. You could deadhead a motor. Yep. Yep, happens all the time. Well, happened all the time. It doesn't happen no more, but pretty cool, huh? So, fun fact, a little while ago, somebody took that idea to the maximum and mounted a rocket on a pylon. They don't exist no more, though. They went bankrupt. Yep. You'd seen that already and you hate it? Yep. Virgin Orbit had a 2-stage liquid oxygen rocket And they mounted it on the 5th pylon because that's badass. And they unfortunately went bankrupt. They had too many failures. But seeing a 747 launch something into space was one of the cooler things I've seen. Yeah, that was pretty cool. That looks... I don't know about you guys, man. That just looks right. That looks right to me. That looks correct. You're just like, oh, yeah, of course. Excuse me. That hurt a lot. Also, there's this. Yeah, too bad that's fake. Tessa, we're talking about things that actually fly, not toys for a movie set. Okay. No turbo. Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm not doing it because my ear's killing me. I got a nasty ear infection. Sneezing did not make it better. You never seen anything like that? Dude, 747s are the best. I'm sorry. They're the best. They're so damn cool. You can do anything with those things. You could do anything with it. Launch stuff into space, move space vehicles around, move other planes around. Carry 400 people. Carry tons of cargo. You can do whatever. Do whatever with that thing. Test engines, no problem. Mount engines from 50 years after the thing was developed on it. Whatever, no problem. You know what you could do with an aluminum tube? Aluminum! Flying on the upper deck of one in 2 weeks, hopefully. Last time people glued themselves to the runway and my connecting flight got canceled. Oh, that's good. Yell at Gary Oldman to get off your plane. Yep. Think you could do the same with an A380? Nope. What is that? A 747 with B-52 engine pods. It was a prop for a James Bond movie. That was the second thing that I said, though. You could use it to move space planes around, or launch things into space, or move other planes around. What is Gary Oldman's best role? And there's a correct answer. Zorg. Zorg here. Ooh, EAA posted something new. My favorite. Oh, the bone. Yup. I like that. Oh. It literally did one pass and continued on. Oh, that's lame. Oh, what a badass plane. That thing is so cool. Are those dynamic wings? The B1 is a swing wing, dude. Oh, yeah. It's like an F-14 and a B-52 and like an XB-70 all had a baby. Yeah, it's got swing wings, dude. That thing can haul, man. It goes really fast. That thing was originally foreseen to just fly in at super high speed, and you can't catch it, and then it drops its bomb, and then it flies away at super high speed, and you still can't catch it. Yeah, that's what this was originally supposed to do. I was tapped out. I was like, I know that sound. It's the sound you hear after we drop a JDAM on your lap. Wait. and then Hazanku, and then the thump. You know what I'm talking about. The boom. Oh, that sucks. Sucks for him. Nut. Sounds like freedom. It's pretty, yeah, it's pretty good. The B1 didn't land though, huh? That sucks. Bone, the B1. It's a B1B. That is one of 3 bombers that the United States Air Force uses. The other one is the other ones are the B2 and the B-52. Also, Tesla made a diner. The B-21 is soon. The B-21s aren't scheduled to go into service until 2027. A render of a diner? As far as I can tell, it's real. As far as I can tell. I might be crazy. Tesla made a diner in Los Angeles. A retro-futuristic diner. It actually looks like Cyberpunk 2077 come to life.
When I look into your eyes.
Yep, probably can't play that. There was an optimist just chilling over there. Is it? It's got a drive-in movie theater, but it's not a drive-in movie theater, but it is a drive-in movie theater, but it's not. Oh, good flick. Oh, that film looks pretty damn good, dude. Huh. Where is this? Where are we? There's parking for the theater behind. It's kind of a drive-in, but it's kind of not, but it kind of is. Where is it? It's on Earth? Oh. Yeah, they should change that. That's kind of dumb. Huh. Apparently they're opening one in Starbase. Now that's cool. It's in LA. Yeah, I'm specifically trying to look at the background and trying to figure out where this is. I like playing this game. This is fun for me. Trying to pick out landmarks. Dinner is cool and everything, but I hate the stools. You Googled the address. Yeah, well, don't goggle the address. I like playing this game. Okay. That building right there. See that one? Right there. So we got it. We need a steeple. This looks like East Los Angeles, dude. That looks like Union Station. If my math is serving me left. Nope. 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 Not right. And that's some sand. I hate sand. It's coarse, rough, and it gets everywhere. Maybe not. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. You know, they wouldn't put this in East LA. That's... Or would they? All right. Well, it's got to be something else where there's a lot of tall buildings. So my next guess would be Century City. Over here. See any buildings that fit the description of some of those buildings in the background? Is it public or private? It looks public to me. Huh. I'm usually good at this, dude. Let's see. Let's see if we can find her. So. You guys think it's further this way, and there's hills in the background. So how about we adjust and look at it from this point of view? So that's sunset right there, yeah?
Hello? This is space. I'm in space.
What's up, Hokey? I'm sure that's helpful. All right. Yeah, man. I mean, it kind of is. There's the 405 right there. Looking around, looking around. You found it. Well, that's no fun. Wait, what is this? Yeah? Yeah? Is that building in the background? Let's see. Let's see if we can see any other pictures. You still think it's on the beach, okay? You found it? That wasn't easy? Ah, don't say that. Now I feel like I'm going slow. That is pretty sick, though. I dig it. You know what Tesla should do? They should open up a theme park that's like all cyberpunk theme, and then use the Optimus animatronics to make really cool rides. Wait, I feel like this has been done before. And maybe use it to prototype urban planning or something. Huh. 2001, man. Good flick. Starship launch. Let's see. I mean, how does the food look? Nice. Nice. Looks like pretty good burger right there. Fries look good. When are we getting Elon's urban planning obsession? Wait, Starbit. Elon's gotten to Disney levels, Pokey. That's pretty nuts. Looks like diner food. Yeah, absolutely. Huh. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. See the crease in the valley? 405 is right there. That's the shopping mall. All right, I got it. I got it. I think I know where it is. It's got to be over here somewhere. He's got a lot more money than Disney. He does. Maybe. Gonna make it. Let me know if you want a bounding box. No. I thought that, no, I think that's the Telemundo building. I think. If I'm remembering correctly. No, I don't think it's that far out in Santa Monica, dude. That's a VA hospital, Nervous? Oh, cool. Isn't the Telemundo building over here somewhere, though? Thought it was. I remember driving past it and I'd be like, no, it's Telemundo. Uh-huh. Hey, Jen. I'm all right. How are you? Last. The sidewalk lines are pretty unique. There's a big hotel sign on top of that frame. Oh. Lowe's? To the left, red neon. Oh, the Roosevelt Hotel. Okay, well, that should make this pretty easy. And I'm still not going to find it. Come on. Beverly Hills, you think? How much one of these things go for? $120,000. Get the frick out of here! No, I cannot be getting out of here because I work here. Sell anything? Sell anything? Sell any of these? Sold one the other day to a customer. I said, get the frick! No, I can't be getting out of here because it's a very important piece. You want to get your lemon twist? Come on, I made it myself. Come on, I made it myself. EJ's not good at geographer. Nope. This is the Crazy Frog. It's not Crazy Frog. It's Axel F, damn it. Die Hard building. Tell him Mr. Aquel Foley is here to see him. He's an old acquaintance.
Discovery, go and throttle up.
To scrub. It's not sexy. No, it's not sexy. No. Imam Land Tier 3 44-month resub. Thanks, man. Damn it, man. Where the heck is the freaking Roosevelt Hotel? Balls. I used to be good at this, man. Then I took an arrow to the knee. Surge. Sounds like a detergent. It's so cool that they built the building from Die Hard. Yeah, for real, man. That's Nakatomi Plaza right there. What are you looking for? Sorry, I lived here for 30 years. Zaldifax. Help me figure out where this is. This is the Tesla Diner. I'm not going to Google the address. That's the easy way. I don't like doing that. I'm trying to figure out where this is. I see Hotel Roosevelt back there. Lowe's. And I can't see what that one is. XLF is Crazy Frog too. I know. It ain't Christmas till Alan Rickman falls from Nakatomi Plaza. Is this in Burbank? I'm really trying to... Huh. Roosevelt is Hollywood Hills. Okay. All right, if I can find the building, I should be able to tell you. Here in my garage. Just got this new Lamborghini here. Oh, I saw it! I had it! No! Google! Why? No, it was there! I had it! Did you see that? I had it! I saw it! Damn it! And then it freaked out! Where are you? Dude, I saw it, and I moved the mouse to look better at it, and it was like, no way. Yeah, we're on Sunset. It's near the freeway. Okay, so it's near the 5. Oh. Ah, okay. Yeah, okay, all right. Here's the Dolby Theater. There's Hotel Roosevelt. All right, so now there's Lowe's. Because that's the Dolby Theater. Now we just go this way a little ways. Bingo. Got it. My original inkling was not far off. I guessed East LA. But yeah, Hollyweird. Okay. It's under construction in this picture. Let's see, what does the street view look like? So, at the corner of Santa Monica and Orange. Cool. Hey, Kyron. How's it bits? I needed a little bit of help, but I would have found that eventually. Traffic looks great there. I mean, it's Los Angeles question. It totally looks like somewhere you want to drive at night. It's Hollywood, dude. Last, what's up, man? Following people that to be released from their captors in Northern Ireland, the 7 members of the New Provo Front. In Canada, the 5 imprisoned members of the Liberté de Québec. In Sri Lanka, the 9 members of the Asian Dawn movement. I read about them in Time magazine. They did this with Optimus at the diner. Let me see.
Olsen, come here. Okay, here, he's gonna hand it to you. Can you grab it?
We're dead. We're all gonna die.
Everybody want to get one? Okay,
What is my purpose? You serve popcorn! Oh my god. Ah, yes, this was posted by user Whistling Beehole. Thanks, whistling beehole. Can you read the street sign? Nah, I got it. I got it. We good. So where will this be at Starbase? And open to the public. Kraus, what does Kraus say? It'll be great to have a public bathroom, an easy place to get food that's not a 30+ minute drive from the launch site. That is absolutely 100% true, dude. That's such a big pain in the butt, dude. Speaking from personal experience, you spend 8 hours in the damn dunes setting up cameras and stuff, and they're like, man, I'm hungry. It's a freaking hour drive to the nearest restaurant. Millions of kids just trying to get jobs at movie theaters just cried out. It's the Terminator thumbs up from T2 that gets me? No. Did it do it?
Olsen, come here. Okay, here, he's gonna hand it to you. Can you grab it?
Oh, man. It did it for the kid, too. No. All right, hold up. Dude, that thing is straight. That's not being telehandled. That thing is actually doing that, which is... We're so dead. Like that scene in T2. We're not gonna make it, are we? It is in your nature to destroy yourselves. Did he do the thumbs? Bro. Oh. Can it pour a beer? Probably. What are the pros and cons of Starship orbital refueling? The pros is that with refueling, you can think of on-orbit refueling, celeb, like airplane refueling. Like, for instance, a nation with a bomber that's carrying an extremely heavy munition, right? Like an extremely heavy munition, only has a certain range, but if you have aerial refueling, that bomber could fly halfway around the world and then drop said bomb down a ventilation shaft, Death Star trench run style. Orbital refueling is the same thing, dude. Once you're in low Earth orbit, you're pretty much halfway to anywhere. Now, what are the cons? Complicated architecture. It's hard to do. I mean, maybe not in the future. But at one point, aerial refueling was difficult. At one point, the U.S. just said, before they figured out aerial refueling, we just said, screw it, make a bigger plane. And we did. And then we realized that's probably not a good idea. We could just refuel it. I think that was Automation Official Wizard, but I'm not sure. It was awesome. It's a piece of junk. It catches on fire. Yeah. You guys want to see some? You guys want to see some? Cost plus contract. Not kidding. How about some open guesser, like GeoGuessr, but free without needing to sign in? I was going to play cities. So putting propellers behind your wing is not a good idea when the wings disrupt air. That's not smart. Yeah, cool plane. But, yeah. Bet your favorite plane didn't have a movie star and Jimmy Stewart. No, that's a good flick, but the B-36 is a piece of junk.
Discovery,
The only
go and throttle up.
B-36 that I'm really about is an NB-36. See that thing? I'm about that thing. That thing is cool. Hey, Finos, 100-month resub. Speaking of being on fire, thank you for all this time being a wonderful content creator. You're my single longest recurring sub, and I just wanted to know that I appreciate you. Thanks, man. I appreciate you too. Right on. So, like, how many refuels for our Mars mission, and how many days does it orbit the Earth before leaving for Mars? Well, SpaceX's expectations with Starship are that it's going to be able to launch every hour. So not very long, you know, provided the architecture gets sorted out. But once again, the cons of it is that your concept of operations is much more complicated. There's more things to do to get to Mars. It's not just a one shot like going to the moon with Saturn V. It has a nuclear payload? Nope. Try again. That's an NB-36. Here, let me show you another angle of it. So the NB-36 was a highly modified B-36 with a nuclear reactor in it. A nuclear reactor in the back. Because before they really kind of pioneered and figured out aerial refueling, the idea was to put a nuclear reactor in a plane and make a plane that could just fly forever. So, to test this concept, what they ended up doing was putting a nuclear reactor in the back and air cooling it. See the intake? Air cooled. It works. You're never going to run out of air, right? Works just fine. Don't worry, it's closed loop, so you're not spewing radioactivity out the back. If you note, this B-36's cockpit is modified. The reason why it's modified is because they put the pilots into a lead box and made that the cockpit to protect them from the radiation in the back. The cockpit was so quiet it didn't even sound like you were in an airplane. Yeah, Enzo, that's true. They did operate the reactor in flight and did generate power. It did work. But oh my god, what if it crashes people? Basically ruined that. That, and they figured out aerial refueling, so not really needed. Yeah, the lead cockpit's there to counterbalance the fact that it has a freaking nuclear reactor in the back. That's right. Probably, Foz. The reactor was run in flight, as far as I can tell. Yeah. I don't know, man. Maybe, let's go read. Let me see. We'll do that, and then we'll play cities. I could have sworn they turned that thing on. The NB-36 completed 47 test flights at 215 hours of flight time, during 89 of which the reactor was operated between September 17, 1955 and March 1957 over New Mexico and Texas. Test flights revealed that with the shielding used, the crew would not be endangered by the radiation from the reactor, including with low-altitude flights, but that there was a risk of radioactive contamination in the event of an accident. That's, that's a little frustrating. Oh, what if it crashes? Yeah, well, if it stays up at 30,000 feet all day, it's not crashing. It's not going to crash. That's like the easiest part of the flight. Simple solution. Don't crash. That's what I'm saying. Like, don't crash. Plane has infinite fuel. Don't crash. Look, man, you guys are looking at me like I'm crazy, but honestly, at the same time, like, don't crash. This plane has infinite fuel. How you gonna crash? You ain't gonna crash. Crew change? What did it use to spin the props? The NB-36 didn't have any. It had regular engines, dude. This thing still used fuel. It used jet fuel for the engines and the jets. Infinite fuel with old Lassie engines. Like, if there was an operational version, you wouldn't. It would have only used the. If there was an operational version, it only would have used those during takeoff and landing, guys. The nuclear stuff, because you don't need a lot of thrust. You don't need a lot of thrust to stay afloat up there, because you don't need a lot of lift. You just need enough to get you going, so you're going fast enough, so the wings can lift stuff. But there's not a lot of drag up there. You know what I mean? You don't need a lot of oomph to go fast, or to stay up there. Like, look at the U-2. The U-2 doesn't go too fast. It could stay up there for hours. Right? The most fuel efficient part is getting up there. If I'm recalling right, a concept of operations for like a nuclear powered B-36 would be it kind of gets up there on conventional engines, turns the nuke on, and then the nuke powers like an electric fan or something, and they can just stay up there. You don't need a lot of thrust to keep going up there. Most of the thrust and most of your fuel from like airplanes are used during takeoff. Oh, this is news to me. Thanks for sharing. There's a solution to... This is the solution to air travel. I mean, that'd be pretty cool. How are you going to do a crew swap? Look, man. If we could figure out a way to have two planes rendezvous while flying and transfer thousands of pounds of fuel, I'm pretty sure we could do the same with people. The idea was to use heat exchangers to replace combustion as a heat source in the jet. Oh, man. That's super cool. I'm sorry. That's super neat. Damn. Ugh. No, my safety. Oh, nice farm. There you go. Or you could just land the plane. Sure, but if you land the plane, it's more likely you could get into an accident. You know, for all we know, we already have this. For all we know, like the E4 has this installed on it. But yeah, I mean, no, it doesn't. But it could. It might. Wasn't there a sub with a nuclear reactor that melted? If there was, it wasn't an American one. Yeah, Tupolev built one. The Russians built one too, the Tu-95. The lol. Yep. He'll also getting this thing flying was proposed. The proposed aircraft was significantly larger. That should have been a thing. Should have been a thing. I'm sorry. It should have been a thing. The 1201. Oh, that thing is so legit, dude. Flying aircraft carrier, dude. Proposed by Lockheed. Nuclear-powered blended wing body. Damn, that thing is cool. Can we, like, do stuff like this, please? Like, please. Enough of the, well, there's no market for that, or, well, there's, I don't really know. Dude, you're telling me if somebody cooked this thing up that the U.S. Air Force wouldn't find a use for it? Give me a freaking break, dude. Well, you know, it doesn't make sense monetarily. Man, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Just build the damn plane. Ugh. What's that, Karen? Oh, that's kind of cool. It's not the same, but it's kind of cool. And dip into their hair gel budget? How dare you? Yeah. I'm a sucker for the ground effect aircraft Russia made. Those are pretty cool, too. It would need huge runway. It would need huge runways. It would need a huge runway. Oh, no. We can't pave a runway an extra 50,000 feet. Oh, no. Only needs to take off once, man. Only needs to take off once. Am I right or am I right? Where would you even land it? I don't know, man. You telling me we can't build it? Oh, no. We can't build a 20,000-foot runway. Oh, no. Moving parts wear out? What moving parts are on that thing? Bro, with the size of this thing, you could just put a factory in the stupid plane and have the stupid plane make the parts that you need. The thing is 3 stories tall. Like, look at it next to a 747. Oh. Oh, it's so sick, dude. Make it a flying boat. Oh, that's awesome. Like I said, man, you're telling me if somebody cooked this thing up, the Department of Defense would be like, yeah, we don't want that. Yeah, we don't need this. No, bro, it has hangers in the wings, okay? Hangers in the wings. The planes don't just sit on the damn pylons. The pylons retract into the wing, and there's a hangar deck in the damn wings because it's nuclear powered. You don't need you don't need wet wings. How big are those engines? Yes. They're EDFs, if I'm remembering right. Oh, look at it. It's awesome. Look at the dots. So cool. That's the thumbnail from a Mustard video on said plane if you want to see it. But it's so sick, dude. Wait a minute. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That being said, it'd go through one airframe cycle every 6 months, not multiple times a day. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying, dude. How do we know, like, we don't have one of those things flying around? How do we know that? Do we know that for sure? You know, what's to say that we didn't make one like out in Kwajalein or something, right? Didn't tell nobody about it, right? Just had that thing's just been flying. Oh, yeah, we have that. It's been flying around for years. It would be pretty easy to see. Fly it at night. It is not an EDF. Oh, even better. It's that jet thing you were talking about. What the frick is this? Hold on. It's not an EDF. It's better. It's better. It's not an EDF. It's better. Yep. Yep. You use the waste heat from the reactor as a gas generator. Oh, come on, man. You can't hide it from satellites? You sure about that? Neuron activation. That's super cool, man. Ah. See, dude, can we do cool stuff like that, please? Please? Like, please? Oh, but what if it crashes? So what if it crashes? Who cares? What do you mean it's not gonna crash? It's fine. It's fucking crash. It'll be good. Just let me have this. All right. City's time? City's time. Jogging the VOD. I'll be right back. I hope you enjoyed the Space and Rocket and Plane Gushing review. I'm going to jog the VOD over on the YouTube side of things. On Twitch, just chill here. We are going to begin part 4 of fixing Jack's transportation infrastructure in his city and city skylines. I will be back momentarily.